All right. Man, let's have a look. Can you hear me, everybody? Type in yes, type in hi, type in woohoo, type in uh, monkeys, if you can hear me. There you go. Gideon, I said, wow, great to be here with Onyx and all again. Gideon, thank you so much for being here. Who is my first monkey? Mark. Mark, you are first monkey. Now, Paula said 10,000 monkeys, so that's just awesome. That's just too many monkeys. Love it. Thank you guys for being here. We're going to have an awesome webinar today. It's going to be fun. We've got we just got a lot of people joining us. We're going to have students talking who started from scratch and have built massive empires now thanks to what we're teaching today. I'm here. We got Jeremy Bellotti, our lead transformational coach at Lurn, who's here, who's going to get in your head and do some fine tuning. We're going to have a powerful session. So how many of you are just absolutely stoked? Type in me. If you are just absolutely excited, stoked, and ready for this, type in me. Come on. Let's see. We got Mark. We got Katarina, Paula, Paulo, Elizabeth, Cynthia, Carlos, Bibor. I hope I said your name right. I'm sorry if I didn't. Kevin, Vivencio, Linda, Tim, Daniel, Ahmed, Stephen, Rohan, Nelson, Bruce, Austin, Kuldeep, Adam, Dave, Kevin. Woo! You know what I love is I see a lot of familiar names. That's my favorite part, though. Even though we've not done a live webinar like this in some time. I mean, I know that we had one with Kevin recently, but just us, just you, just me, just to learn coaches. And I'm still seeing the same people reappear. That is amazing. So, guys, today we're going to dive right in because we have an action-packed webinar. We don't have time. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about what I would do if I lost it all tomorrow. I want to tell you way back 15 years ago when I first started, right? And I was just sitting in the shoes that a lot of you sit in today. I was just looking to make my first dollar online and I was struggling. Like, it was not easy for me. So, and I kept failing on top of that. Like, it was really becoming an issue. And this one person, I don't know where this person went, by the way, but this one person comes out with this product. And the product was called, I don't remember what it was exact name of it was called Broke to Millions. Okay. It was a PDF book. It was just a big, long book. What this person did is he found the top 30 entrepreneurs back then, online entrepreneurs. We're talking 15 years ago. It wasn't even easy to find 30 people. He got 30 people and he interviewed the heck out of them. And he asked them this question. He said, what would you do if you went broke tomorrow? And I'm telling you guys, he sold it for $97. I didn't have $97. I took my dad's credit card. I snuck it out. I was dying to buy that thing. I thought it was the best product. And it was a good one. I mean, it was a lot of different things in there. Not everyone had the same ideas. But I will say that the one that showed up the most has to do directly with what you're learning today. So this is a time-tested, age-old strategy for 15 years online of a lot of marketers, been there, done that, new ones, old ones, senior ones, junior ones. They've determined that this is the most powerful type of way to make money, and that if you lost it all, this is the thing to do to get it back. And here's a crazy part about this particular question, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not talking to you from theory. If you know my story, you know I did lose it all in a bad way. Lost it all in a bad way. And this is exactly what I did to bring it back. So we're going to dive right in, okay? So who's this webinar for? Look, if you're feeling stuck, like you feel like you've tried everything and it's just not working, or if you're really just looking for that power of the first sale, guys, I'm telling you, that first sale will be one of the best moments of your life. Or if you're really looking for the easiest business model to get started, do you know how distracting it is out there right now? I mean, Amazon, I see Shopify, I see blogging, I see, my brain's going blank right now, but there's literally probably 30 different business models that are showing up on your Facebook ads and your email. It's crazy. If you kind of want to know the cut the chase and get right to it type of model, that's today. The little known secret you have to apply in order to succeed. If you've been looking for kind of that one thing that can help you have a big breakthrough, we're going to talk about that. Plus, hey, some of you might just be looking for a reality check. You just need a little kick in the butt. Let me ask you guys something, all right? Be honest with me. I want you to type in the number one if sometimes you just need a little bit of a kick in the butt. If it wouldn't be bad to be here today to get a little kick in the butt from Onyx, from me, and from Jeremy, and from everyone, all other awesome person here at Lurn. Come on, go ahead. Type in number one if a little kick in the butt would be helpful. Look at all of them. Like this Tap says, excuse me. Tap says, one big one. We all need guidance. Austin, I'm not talking about guidance. I'm talking about kicking you in the butt right now. I'm just kidding, guys. All right, now I want you to do this. Type in the number 2. If one of these fits you, if you feel like you're in the right place today, this is the webinar that you've been, that you feel strongly about the fact that you're in the right place right now. Amazing. So many 2s. Jocko said 3. I don't know what that stands for, but maybe he's just means that much more to him, so he typed in 3. By the end of this session, guys, we're going to shadow through some of the major roadblocks that are holding you back. I'm going to share with you the exact business model that's helped me sell. This number, I crossed this number recently. Can you guys just digest this for a minute? Just think about this. I am 35 years old. I turned 35 in June. Okay, so it's been just over a month. I have now sold over $200 million worth of products on the internet. It's either me or my direct clients, meaning people whose businesses I have like a strong vested interest in. This isn't like, oh, everyone I've taught. No, this is like people that I've been directly involved with. $200 million. That's what I'm going to, and it's all basically stemming from the system you learned today. I'm going to give you a clear path to executing and building your business in a matter of days. And I'm going to, at the very end, show you, if you are interested, this is only going to be applicable to very few people, on how you can get some hands-on mentorship and coaching from us. I'm not pitching you anything today, okay? I'm not pitching you anything. There's nothing to buy. Relax. Then I am a little bit curious. How many of you think you don't even have to be here physically present? We have a virtual program and we have a physically present program for those of you who could fly here. How many think spending anywhere from 3 to 5 days with us, Lurn, our coaches, people who've done it, people who've made hundreds of thousands or maybe even millions, type in me if you feel like that could be a big breakthrough for you. Go ahead and type in me right now if that could be a big breakthrough for you. If you feel like, that kind of hands-on mentorship coaching and that could lead to a major moment. So we've Vivencio, Paula, we've got Donna, Katerina, we got Daniel, Marquette, we've got Didi, we got Guillermo, we got Mark, Michael, we got someone named Attendee 12. Sorry, Attendee 12 agrees. Tim Wright, Bill, Scotty, Anthony, Kevin. Oh my God, there's lots of me. All right, so we'll talk about it at the end. Ronald says, I'm here in the Philippines. And that's fine, Ronald. We got programs now where we can actually assign you coaches and people to work with you and mentor you. It doesn't matter where in the world you are. That's the cool part. So look, we're going to walk over the roadmap today. This is really, this is what Jeremy calls it. I love it. He calls it the success highway. So he put this together. So I left it. It's really cool. I want to go through my story really quickly because I think most of you guys know my story. I don't want to waste too much time, but here's the deal, okay? I just want you to understand something. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, okay? I didn't have it all. I had $100 to my name. I had to fight to make it. I lost it all. I lost it all so bad, I thought about suicide. I became an alcoholic, basically, borderline. I was in bad. I was in bad, Hollywood bad. You've seen those movies, right? Guy hiding in the corner. Storms outside, a motel, phone off, drinking scotch. That was me at one point in my life. I've been through the top. I've been to the bottom. I've seen it all. I've done it all. I've had a very tough life, even though I'm only 35. If you're going through some pain or some hardships or some tough times, I get it. I wasn't born with an internet marketing background. I wasn't born with a business background. I didn't even know a single entrepreneur growing up. But here's what I've been able to produce, guys. Over 15 years, 300,000 plus students, over 200 million in revenue, over 4 million subscribers. And the crazy part is I've helped hundreds of people, hundreds and hundreds of people have their own breakthrough. I always tell you something. It doesn't matter what I've been able to do. Okay? You don't need to sit here and be impressed with my results. What matters is what I've been able to do for other people. For my students, for Lurn Nation. That's what you need to be excited about. How many of you right now, I need you to tell me, how many of you are so excited and blessed to be a part of Lurn Nation? Type in hashtag Lurn Nation. Type in hashtag Lurn Nation. I want to see it right now. I want to see hashtag Lurn Nation coming in into the question box. There we go. Marquette, Vivencio, Carlos, Rohan, Rick, Sarah, Mark, Paula, Laura, Todd, Pauls, Guillermo, Jacko, Linda, Dennis, Bill, Adam, Kuldeep, Bruce, Kathy, Clyde, Maury, Anthony. Wow. Amazing. So many of you guys. I'm telling you, we didn't have anything like this back then, okay? So when I first started, yes, again, let's skip through this story. Literally, this is the synopsis. Here's on it, growing up, wants to be wealthy, wants to be successful, looks around, sees only doctors, right? I'm Indians. I'm surrounded by them. They get the most respect. They get the most accolades. They're the wealthiest. They drive the nicest cars, live in the biggest homes. Onyx connects. Young Onyx says, that's it. That's the secret. I got to go become a doctor. I start trying to do that. I study hard. I get into a great program. I'm set for life. And within a few months, I realize, big mistake. Hate this. Don't want to do this. The entrepreneurial Anik that's been there since he was a kid starts to say, listen to me. Hello. I want to do this. So I finally switch. I told you, right? I tried. I go online. I've told you this story before. I start trying to make it. I'm on these forums. I'm trying my hardest. I keep failing. I'm failing left and right, front and back. You can't imagine. I didn't have anyone to help me, didn't have any resources, didn't add $100 to my name, which I blew very quickly, put my dad's credit card in debt. He didn't know, found out very quickly, got in trouble for it. Guys, finally, I had a big breakthrough. Okay, we all have this moment where something clicks. And I'm telling you, you have that moment. That could be today. That could be your moment. Could be right now. Could be today. I had that moment finally one day. Somebody reached out, coached me, mentored me, helped me, one person virtually across the internet. And I had a big breakthrough. I started making tons of money. And then I grew like crazy fast. All right, I went from $100 to running a company doing $10 million a year, had 96 employees, 3 offices worldwide, flying first class. But I was still living at my parents' house because I was never home. I was traveling so much. I didn't have a home. And I was just living, I was 24, 25, 23, 26 years old, right? 27 happens. Everything collapses. The economy got hit. My business got hit. Our industry fell apart. I didn't know what I was doing. I was so used to success. Guys, I literally found myself on my deathbed. I'd be in the hospital every 2-3 months, bleeding half to death. All right, I was breaking apart my relationships. I was turning to alcohol. I ended up $1.7 million in debt. $1.7 million in debt. Can you imagine being 27 years old and being $1.7 million in debt? Being at a place in your life where your father, who spent his entire life paying off the mortgage of his home, your family home, the home you grew up in, you have to mortgage the house. He mortgages the house so that he could pay you to keep you afloat just for a few weeks. Then this friend of yours, who's basically like a younger brother to you, empties his bank account, gives you his life savings. Then you owe American Express, you owe Visa, you owe your lawyer, you owe friends, you owe affiliates, you owe vendors, everybody around me. That's why I turned my phone off and that night disappeared, because I was getting called by everybody. My life was falling apart and I knew something needed to change. And guys, what I did is I realized that I had gone away from a simple system that had been working for me for years. I had to go back to it. And that was when I finally realized I got to go back to what works. And that's what we're going to go over today. So what's happened since then? Guys, I have literally, using what you learned today, I have had the pleasure and the honor. Let me just go back here real quick. I've had the pleasure and honor of speaking at TEDx, being featured in Business Week, speaking for Tony Robbins, going to Richard Branson's home, meeting Robert Kiyosaki, becoming business partners with him, speaking on national television, being featured in all of the best magazines. This is a big dream of mine. Recently happened. I spoke on a stage to 9,000 people in an arena. That was a big dream of mine. I've literally, guys, I finished the Lurn mission. I've made this happen. We built a $3.5 million facility for entrepreneurs. We get endorsed by the top of the top entrepreneur trainers in the world. We are blessed with the most amazing students. We built a virtual platform for entrepreneurs. Listen, there's no doubt that we are the transformational home for entrepreneurs. We're doing everything we can every single day. I built all of this. I went through all of this pain and struggle for you. If you think I'm bullshitting, let me tell you something. I don't need to build a $3.5 million Lurn center. That was unnecessary. I built it for you. I don't make any money from that place. I built it because I need you to come use it. I want you to have a home that you can walk into and use. This is my mission. This is my purpose, is to go out and serve entrepreneurs. So today, the time that we spend together, this isn't about just an hour of your time. This is a mission for me. Okay, this means something deep. For Jeremy, who's here too, this is deep for him. Jeremy lost his voice a few days ago. He's struggling to even speak, yet he's here. He's present because it's too important. We have hundreds of people on, and this could be, I don't know which one of you may have that life-changing moment today. Now, by the way, we don't just do this for entrepreneurs. We don't just do this to make money. Here's some deep passions of Lurn and of my wife and I. We partnered up with an amazing couple in India. We've now built 9 schools. As of September, we'll be serving 1,100 children below the age of 6 who, if they didn't have us, would be on the streets, would be selling tea. These kids literally live in cardboard boxes the size of 10 feet by 10 feet, but they're getting, look at that facility, look at those schools. That's a state-of-the-art first class. Those are better than some of the rich kids the schools that they go to. We built these for these children, and we have now 1,100 children who have been pulled off the street. We're hoping that by next year we cross 1,500. These are our schools that we built. We teach them. We do health clinics. We do give them free eyeglasses, free safety things. I mean, we are just serving this community, true passion, and thank you to everybody here who's helping us make this happen. But guess what, guys? This all comes down to one thing. This doesn't happen if I don't have money. Let's just get this out there. So many people have so many negative connotations about wealth. So let's get this out there. If I'm not wealthy, if I'm not rich, none of this happens. So let's tell you something today. Wealth is not evil. Being rich is not evil. Okay? It's what you do with it. We're here in East Africa serving these communities. We're adopting villages. We've done 2 so far. We've officially, statistically sanctioned by the World Bank, proven to brought out over 2,000 people out of what World Bank describes as extreme poverty. We pulled them right out through the power of entrepreneurship. We, at Lurn, microfunded 100 businesses at $500 each to build local micro economies. And these people are now farming. They have chicken coops, they have water delivery businesses, they're making money, and they're pulling themselves out of extreme poverty. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the power of entrepreneurship. And if you can make it a mission of yours to make a change, I'm telling you right now, no one can stop you from being wealthy. It's impossible, but don't connect it to evil. Now, let me ask you something. All of this I told you, right? It's not possible without being rich. So let's talk about how do you become wealthy? How do you become a millionaire? How do you go out and make it? Well, I think there's a lot of ways to do it. So let's have a moment of reality. Guys, there are literally an infinite numbers and types of businesses that you can run. I hope you know that. There's tons of different kinds of businesses you can run. The one I choose to run is email marketing. Many of you know that. If you're on this webinar, if you followed me for anything more than 5 days, you know I love email marketing. Here's why. There's over 4.6 billion email addresses out there. People talk about how, oh, Facebook's coming up to 2 billion users. Well, fine. Good for Facebook, but people have been using email since the day internet was invented. I think email might have been one of the first inventions as part of the internet. Okay? 144.8 billion emails go out every single day. Do you know how tiny of a sliver of those need to be yours for you to become wealthy? I'm not talking about rich or well off. I'm talking about wealthy. A very, very tiny sliver of that 144.8 billion. Okay, $2.47 billion a year of revenue is accounted back to email. But the number that's crazy that we even see at Lurn is for every dollar that you invest in email, it is proven that $44 come back out. So if I asked you today, right now, I said, hey, Mark, give me $1. Every time you give me $1, I give you 44 back. Mark, how many times would you do that transaction with me? Tell me, how many times would you do that with me? Every time you gave me $1, I'll give you 44 back. Mark, come on. Tell me, how many times would you want to do that deal with me? Mark says infinitely, right? A million today. Vivencio says, 1 billion times. Absolutely. Well, you have that sitting at your disposal. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't theory, and this isn't just my money. Look, Crystal. When Crystal first came to us, guys, I hate to say it this way because Crystal is one of the most amazing women I've ever met in my life. Okay, but she tells the story herself. She couldn't even figure out how to get to our coaching event. She was struggling so much financially. Today, she's making $5,000 to $15,000. She's signing up clients, paying her thousands of dollars. She doesn't have a job anymore. She doesn't even have an income anymore. She just has straight up client revenue. Okay, she was in a horrible place. Now she's got 140,000 followers on Facebook. She's enrolling clients that pay $5,000 to $15,000, bam, on a daily basis because of the breakthroughs that she had through one of our coaching programs that you'll hear about a little bit later. Then look at Marco. Marco tripled his income within 60 days. Now, Marco wasn't really, struggling. He makes good money at his job. He just didn't want to be there anymore. A lot of people make you do well at your job. You just want something more. He had no experience, didn't know how to be an entrepreneur. He wasn't having success as an entrepreneur. Comes over to us. He got his first $5,000 client within 24 hours after one coaching call with Jeremy, a person you're going to hear from in just a few minutes. All right, tripled his entire income within the next 60 days. Now, why am I telling you guys this? Guys, I'm not bragging. I'm going to get to the training. We are going to talk about email marketing, okay? Now, for those of you who are thinking, for those of you who are thinking, you know, we've already talked about email marketing. Okay, so here, I'm going to pick. There's always someone by this point that's complaining. So let me pick on them right now. Paul, this one's for you, my friend. Paul says, when does he explain how to start a new business from scratch? So Paul doesn't like all of this. Paul's frustrated right now. This is all jibber jabber for Paul. Paul, let me tell you something, my friend. I have done over 1,000 webinars. I've taught over 300,000 students. Forget how many people I've taught for free. There is something, all right? There is something to you having to learn this. Paul, there's a reason I don't want to teach you first, but first I want to show you the results that people get from it. You know why, Paul? Because if I don't teach you or show you the results people get from it, Paul, when I try to teach you what to do, you're going to fight with me and argue with me in your mind. That's why, Paul. That's why I take time to tell you my story. That's why I take time to tell you the story of these students. I already told you there's nothing to buy today. All right? So Chuck says, help me, forget Paul. Chuck, I am helping you. I need you guys to understand that the things I share with you later today may incite questions, doubt, negativity in your mind. I'm not wasting this time at this evening hour when I should be with my wife and my best friend who's upstairs visiting me. I'm not wasting it just because I want to spend some time with you. All right? Toussaint says, yep, me too. I'm frustrated. So Toussaint, you are no longer welcome in this webinar. So please leave. I really don't care. I don't have time for that. And so let's look at RL Chance, six-figure speaking business built. So I also want you guys to notice how some of the training that you get, these people are building different styles of businesses, but their crux, the core of their business is still email. The core of their business is still email. All right. So as a Lurn Nation student, Chance has the support and accountability to grow. He's earned over $1,000 in 2 days while he was at the workshop. So he built this speaking business. Now Aaron goes and builds an e-commerce business, but again, using email as a crux. This guy's crushing this. Every 30 days, he's making $110,000 in sales. We have a nurse here. She goes and does e-commerce, but in a completely different way. And she goes literally from nurse to $40,000. We call her our mompreneur. And so here, I'm just going to forward past some of these guys. There's a lot of stories. Kathy, who's brilliant and amazing. But I want to bring on real quick. Of course, my computer's going to freeze real quick here. So I've got to get past all of this stuff. So let me see. I'm trying to skip past the process, and look, my computer is falling apart. All right, Jeremy, I might need you to come back me up here, my friend. I'm having a.
You got too many testimonials here.
There literally are, guys. There you go. I finally got out of it. So let me do something real quick, okay? What is it that we're gonna do? Okay, how many of you have seen me present about email marketing before? All right, how many of you have seen me present about email marketing before? Wow. Hey guys, I'm going to take a moment here and wow, some of you have snuck onto this webinar with a very bad attitude. And so here's what we're doing. You are now being dismissed. If you don't see that, I am officially, I don't deal with it, guys, at Lurn Nation here. All right. You guys came on here because you wanted to learn, and we bring positivity and goodwill to these webinars. So how many of you, tons of people have said, how many of you have never seen me teach email marketing? The reason I asked this question is for those of you who have seen me teach it, you're going to learn something very new today. I'm actually going to show you something a little bit different. That's a recent discovery that we've been playing with a lot. Jeremy says, way to go, buddy. Kick him out. All right. All right. So some of you have seen it. Some of you have not seen it. All right, let's see here. All right, so I'm going to quickly draw this out. So hang tight with me. This is how simple the email marketing business can be, okay? So what do we have? We have traffic. Oops. Let me make it thinner. All right, so no matter what kind of business you have, right? You need to have traffic coming to that business. I don't care if you have an Amazon business. A lot of people who try to build Amazon businesses that are like, oh, I like doing Amazon because you don't need traffic. Well, of course you do. You still have to get yourself ranked on Amazon, which sometimes is harder than getting traffic to your own website. So traffic will always go, or used to go, to something called a website, right? So if you go back 10 to 15 years ago, you're going to go to a website. And on this website, typically we think website, we would think, multiple pages. You hear terms like CMS, content management system. You'll hear all kinds of terms like CRM. You got to do payment processing. There's just all these things that have to go into this little thing called a website. So back when I was first starting, I had to figure out how to put a website up. And it was really daunting because I don't know programming. I don't know anything. And at best, you get 1% of the people to buy. All right. At best, you get 1% of the people to buy. So this is why I was struggling. This is exactly why I was struggling. Well, somebody, that coach that I told you about, who finally came on that night and spent some time with me and shared, we got rid of having a website. And instead, what we went towards is having a web page. Okay. So we went towards having a web. So now what we did is we built a one-page site. Okay. We built a one-page site. So this is literally what it looked like. And check this out. This required no coding. There are exact systems and there's exact pages and things you can use. And the best part is you would get 40 to 60% opt-in rates, okay? And you would build an email list, which we'll talk about in a second, that nobody can take away from you. It is an actual asset. Well, guess what happens when someone comes to your website? 99% of the people would leave and go away, and you'd never be able to get them back. So let's pause here for a second, right? So now I've made a claim. I have said email is a great business model. And Bill T brings up a very, very interesting question, and I want to actually address this. Bill T says, gurus say email equals dead. Bill, I will now blow your mind. Do you want to know how we can right this minute prove that that is incorrect, that the gurus are incorrect? You ready? Mr. Bill, you are here today on this webinar because of email. So now tell me, is email dead? Leonard is here. Paula is here. Austin is here. Mark is here. Saeed is here. Kathy is here. Leonard is here. Martin is here. Taft is here. Look how many people that are here because of an email. Email is not dead. Email is not even close to dead. All right. Email is not even close to dead. All right. Stevers, I love it. Stevers says email ain't even sick. Love it. All right. So now what happens, guys, is when someone comes in here and pops their email address, you're offering them this like free report or whatever. Don't worry about it. This is all stuff that's literally a part of our system that we build with you. So we'll actually help you build your free report. We'll build your page with you. All of this stuff can be done with you. And so when you put your email address in over here, well, two things are going to happen, okay? Two things happen. And this is about as simple as this model goes. So you see these images I'm drawing? This is it. This is the entire model. Now, many of you may have seen me draw this. I've drawn this. Oh my God, this might be my like 3,000th time drawing this diagram. But there's going to be some stuff here. I'm going to add right here. Okay, this is new. Everything that comes in over here, you've probably never heard me talk about. This is going to be a lot of new stuff, new research that we've done. So I want you guys to get excited about this part. Okay. Now, two things happen when someone pops in their email address here. Two things happen. Okay. The first of which is the actual person. So let's say Chuck. All right, this is Chuck, guys. Chuck has been awesome and responding tons on this webinar. So this is Chuck. Chuck opts in. Chuck is supposed to be smiling, not a side fist. There you go. Chuck is happy. And when you go to a website and it asks you for information and you fill in the information, and so tell me something. If the page never moved, if it just stayed the way it is, then you don't really know that anything happens, okay? You don't actually know that anything happens, right? So the page has to change. So people would sit there and try to think, oh, I have to make offers, I have to do this, I have to do that. No, here's what we did. So what I figured out is when you're just starting, you can take somebody else's offer. We call that an affiliate offer. Okay, you could take somebody else's offer and sell that. So you just get a copy and paste affiliate link. All right, that means you're selling someone else's product and you're going to make anywhere from 50% to 110%. Yeah, I just said 110%. Someone might pay you more money than they actually collected. Why? Because they get the lead for the back end. So this is actually your first opportunity to earn money. We call this the tip method. It's called the thank you page method. All right, because this is the thank you page, right? After you subscribe to someone's email, the thank you page would actually forward them to somebody else's website. Okay, number 2 is the actual email address. So this actual email address, now we don't want to be techie, so it gets dumped into this database that many of you know and have heard of us talk about. We call it an autoresponder, right? I'm actually a part owner of a company called SendLane, so I'm actually, I know this stuff really well, but there's nothing technical. This handles it for you. As long as you built this page the way we show you, this is all, it happens on the fly. And these names just these emails just get dumped in here. They just get dumped in here, and the system keeps building and building and building and building and building. I mean, you can have 1 million plus in here. It's fine. It takes the same amount of energy to mail 1 million people as it does to mail one person, right? So now there are actually 2 ways to profit from this email. So we already had one chance to make a profit. The second way we call is, I call it automated messages. So how does that work? Well, when you subscribe, I can actually set up a series of emails. I can do an infinite number of emails and say, day 0, send this, day 1, day 2, day 3, then skip a day, day 5, send this, and then set these into the system so that the system will actually manage all of this for you. So as you're subscribing, right? Please, as you're subscribing, it will keep, it'll keep, what's the word I'm looking for? It'll keep sending those emails, and it'll keep track of which person is on which email. All right, so this is good. This makes money. Yes, this isn't, but here's where 90% of my income comes from. It's from right here. It's from this, and we call this broadcasting. So, you know, we broadcast every day. Every day Lurn sends out, I don't know, 800,000-900,000 emails in this niche. I have other businesses. You know, I actually determined recently, it was kind of crazy. I determined that between all of my businesses and my companies, that I send out 2 million emails a day. That's nuts. Guys, there are towns and cities that don't have 2 million residents in the world. I literally send out, okay, a city's worth of people I communicate with. Now, people are saying, well, how'd you build that email list? Well, duh, that's what we're going to get, right? That's the traffic part. There's really a few main ways I build my email list. So I'm going to talk about this. This is going to be my, right here, this will be my first new piece of information that I'm going to blow your minds with. And then this here is going to be my second piece of information that I blow your minds with. Okay, these are the 2 things here. So I'm going to get through this real quick because I want to bring Jeremy on. I'm going to talk about, I wanted to give you guys some of the base model because some of you were getting very antsy and you weren't trusting the process. So you made me disrupt my process, but that's okay. I wanted to make sure that you guys understood where we're going today, what we're teaching today, what we're showing today. So broadcasting is, like I said, like 2 million emails. I don't sit there and write 2 million emails and send them out to people. That's nuts, right? I write 1 email. Well, not for 2 million, but I have my biggest database is 800,000, the active. We've obviously removed people from it every few months because some people fall off. And I log into SendLane. That's our autoresponder, right? So if you want to learn more about that, you can go to sendlane.com. And I literally hit a button that says send. And as soon as I do that, bam, 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 it sends out all the emails. Every person in here gets an email. It could be, for us, it's 800,000 emails are blasted out within the span of about 7 minutes. Okay, just tell me for a moment if you legally, authentically, and did even, just to think about 10,000 emails. Say that 10,000 people have raised their hands and have opted in to be a part of your email list, and you sent 10,000 emails. You tell me that you're not going to make money. Tell me right now, seriously. Do you not think that that's like being able to walk into a stadium, a New York Yankees-sized stadium. You walk in and you can literally say, everybody, I would like to tell you about this product I love. Do you think that at least 1 person, 2 people, 3 people in that stadium would stand up and say, I want that product? And every time they did, you'd make money. Exactly. Guys, we are able to print money when we want. It's literally as close to printing money as possible, because anytime I want to create revenue, I'm able to send out an email. Kathy says it's a numbers game. Absolutely, Kathy. You get it. Kathy's going to be incredibly wealthy, watch, because she gets it, right? It is a numbers game. Success is a numbers game. It's a statistical game. Now, here's where the biggest okay, what's the word I'm looking for here? So this is a simple model. Very simple. I'm done. This is the entire business model. But what are the parts that make the largest impact on your ability to make this business model work? So this is the evolution of this training. Now, before I go in, so I'll tell you what they are, but I then want Jeremy to come on and tell you a little bit about his story, because we introduced Jeremy to this too a couple years ago, and that man has evolved. I mean, Jeremy is just a different person. But before I do want to kind of tease you a little bit and let you know that in the next 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, what we're going to talk about, the evolution of this training. Number one, right here, right? Number one is what you promote. We're going to talk today about something that I've never really done on an intro training, is what you promote. I wish I did this in red text. It's that important. So what you promote, that's number one, okay? We're going to talk about that a little bit later, because that makes a big, big difference. Number two, the two biggest elements that impact your ability to build an email business successfully, the two areas to focus are what you promote and traffic. How you get your subscribers. Now, listen, guys, we have helped thousands upon thousands of people build their email lists. And so it is time we really spoke about some of the core things. These are new changes, right? These are new things happening. So if you buy if you have Inbox Blueprint or whatever, that's great. Nothing has changed. There's an evolution, though. There's new things to be doing. There's new things to be doing that could be really fun and cool that I want to talk about. But before I do that, I just want to bring on one of my personal, kind of favorite people. And I just want him to tell his story, because this guy, again, you want to talk about someone who's been through the struggles, who's seen the bad days. I mean, I'll just tell this part and then I'll really let him speak for himself. But I just want you to know that I may have been through everything I've been through, and I may have had a crazy story, but I've never been homeless. I've never been living out of a car. That's another level. And that's why this man has changed more lives at Lurn than I think anybody else, because he understands what the lowest of lows looks like, can be, and he sympathizes, empathizes, and knows how to coach you out of that. So no matter where you are in your life, this individual is someone you need to meet, because when I come back and we talk about what to promote and we talk about how to get traffic, one of the things I'm going to reveal to you is that nothing I share with you today will make a lick of a difference in your life, not even 5%, unless you get some of the mindset things straight. Here's what I've learned after having sold over $200 million worth of products, having built multiple companies, and having been very successful. Here's what I've learned. I have learned that it doesn't make a lick of difference what strategies you're given, what tactics you're given. None of it makes any difference unless you are your mind is right. The battle is 80-20, 80% mind, 20% tactics. So without further ado, I really want to bring on Jeremy. Jeremy, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Jeremy, so thanks first of all for taking time away from your evening that you could be doing anything in the world, but I know that you're always here for Lurn Nation and for our students. But I mean, Jeremy, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of skip ahead to the next slide here, man. Tell us what in the world was going on and where you've been and how you've come back.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is you had that slide up previous, which is what happens. Really a perfect example when you discover a system that works. Quite honestly, if you look at this next slide, we're talking about a perfect example of when you finally just say enough is enough. I mean, this was, you can kind of tell it's quite a malnourished version of me on there on the right. But that car is not a car to transport me from one place to another. That was actually what I had made the choice to actually live in for quite some time. And I say the choice because now that I look back on it, it inevitably was a choice. You know, I was in a hopeless place. I was completely lost, completely stuck, but inevitably I still had the choice at some point to be able to get out of it. And once I finally realized my capacity to make a choice, things changed. And inevitably that choice was to just realize that I had mentors around me. And I don't know about you, but I think it's pretty awesome to have someone like Anik be able to come on an evening here live with you, streaming across the world right now, and being able to tell you it like it is. Like, not sit here and BS you and tell you that you can read some manuscript and become a millionaire. Like, tell you it like it is, tell you it straight. If you're bringing an attitude of, you know, just negativity, he can just call you out on it and just literally be able to tell it like it is. I wish I would have had a mentor like that. I wish I would have had somebody in my life like that when I was living out of this car, for somebody to look me in the eye and say, "What are you doing, my friend? This is not going to cut it." Because it would have cost, it would have saved me millions of dollars, and it would have saved me years of my life, which is worth certainly a lot more than $1 million. So how many of you are going through something right now where it's like, man, you've tried everything trying to build this business, trying to figure this entrepreneurial game out, and it seems like it's continuously hitting a brick wall? How many of you are feeling like that? Go ahead and type in a me if that's you right now, if that's kind of where your things are at. And even if you've had a little bit of success with your business, even if you've had a little bit of momentum going at some level, but it's never gotten to a point where you've been able to set yourself free. Because that's where I was at. You know, the bottom picture there was me trying to figure this thing out. And as you can tell, there's no furniture in that place. Not because I am some like strong minimalist or anything like that. It's mainly because I could not afford to have furniture in this place. I was just trying to figure it out. And inevitably, it was discovering a system that worked and being able to understand that there is a core to any online business. You know, one of the main directions I went in the beginning was a coaching and consulting business, but the only way that that even got off the ground was actually being able to build an email list, to build the core of any online business, no matter what business model you go afterwards. Whether you're doing affiliate marketing, digital publishing, coaching, consulting, whatever, if you are building an online business in today's economy, you must have an email list. And for me, I mean, I was in a hopeless place, completely stressed, broke, literally dead broke. And once I kind of discovered that, it really opened me to much more limitless opportunity in my life. And that was being able to have the fortunate opportunity to give a TED Talk, which is amazing because it was what really opened the door to me meeting Anik. The way that I ended up meeting Anik was through this amazing community of TED Talks, and have been able to have dinner with royalty around the world, travel across the globe, generate millions online, coach entrepreneurs worldwide now, well, you know, within this amazing family of Lurn. And it's been a genuine blessing to be able to break free of all of that. But it's more important to me that I actually went through that. I built that character foundation. And I think for you guys listening to this, understand that what Anik is sharing with you when he's going through the success stories, when he's going through to really show you that this works. Again, I wish I would have had somebody that wasn't just trying to BS me to sell me some PDF on how to become a millionaire. I wish I would have had somebody tell me, these are real results. This is real life. You must show up and do the work and be coachable and get resourceful and get your head out of your rear end and start doing the work. And you do that and you get the mentorship necessary, you can win. Man, I wish I would have had that. How many of you are grateful for having that here within Lurn Nation? Go ahead and type in grateful in the chat box. Type in grateful in the chat box if that means something to you, to have people on right now with you. You got Anik and me right here with you. You're going to have we're going to invite some of our students on to share with you live, to kind of give you their perspective. But you got people here with you right now that are willing to show up for you and tell you like it is. Yeah, no, you cannot get this anywhere else. This is Lurn Nation at its core. And so this is what it opened up for me. And I want to share this with you because I think it's powerful to see what's possible. And quite honestly, this isn't to impress you. Quite honestly, it impresses me because I was I lived through the downs, man. It was not easy. So going through this, I've been able to welcome very amazing people into my life. You know, people like, if we go to this next slide here, you'll see individuals like people like the Prince Albert of Monaco. I actually worked with an organization based in Monaco, chaired by Prince Albert. We utilize sport and health for global development projects and humanitarian effort, and been able to meet people like Mayor Bloomberg and Dr. Michikaku, Les Brown. I've actually been honored to be interviewed by Grant Cardone and talk about how to make millions with just email. And so, having the mentorship from somebody like Anik directly, I have the very fortunate opportunity to see every single day this man show up and do everything necessary to serve you guys. This man is, like he mentioned, he could easily be having dinner with his wife and hanging out with his friend and just kind of just shooting it up with just kind of hanging out. But he's actually here with you, taking a stand to say, I believe in entrepreneurs. I believe entrepreneurship is going to change the world. And that starts with you guys being able to break free of this once and for all. And so this business model, as he's going to show you some of the deeper core elements of it, understand this is what is necessary to build an online business. You're going to see some other success stories that we've had, and they've gone on to get into various different business models. This is the core of it. Every single one of them got deeper hands-on mentorship from Anik, from myself, from the Lurn team of experts here. And it started with an email marketing business, because that is, if you're looking to build a business online, that is where you must build a foundation, because that is your people. Those are your customers. That's your client base, right? We talk about, social media, Anik mentioned it. Anik, Facebook has, 2 point whatever billion users. That's great. But guess what? If you have a Facebook fan page and you have 100,000 users on it and your account gets shut down today, you have no rights to those 100,000 users. But if you have a 100,000 person email list, that is your database. Those are your people. That's your tribe, and they will always be there with you. And so that's your conversation. And I really want you to gather that, because this is the core. And what Anik is going to share with you moving forward, I want you to listen. I want you to take notes. I want you to get a really good understanding that if you put this together the right way, you can do anything online. You really, really can. And these are great examples of it. I'm a living example of it. And you're going to hear more from people directly. But I mean, what Anik is going to share with you right now in going through the details, you want to understand this really, really well. You guys got that? Type in a heck yes if you're with me on that. Type in a heck yes in the comments if you are with me on that. You're very welcome, Sarah. Thank you, Chuck, Sarah, Vivencio, awesome, Elizabeth, Rohan, what's up, man? I think I've spoken to you before. Welcome, brother. Heck yes, Jerry, awesome, guys. Okay, good. Anik, jump into it, man.
No, amazing. Thank you guys for, and I just want, you can hear it in Jeremy's voice, guys. He has been just hustling like crazy for Lurn Nation over the last week, and right now what he's doing is he's training an entire new suite of advisors for the company. Throughout the day, he's sweating away and losing his voice, yet still same passion, same vigor. He's here. So we all really get to honor that and just show him a tremendous appreciation for his commitment to you and to your success. Now, let me ask you guys something. I'm going to move on. We're going to talk about, number one and number two that I said, right? What to promote, and then how to get the traffic. What are the mechanisms right now that are doing the best for us, for our students? But before we get into any of that, how many of you would love the opportunity? Because I kind of decided to do something while Jeremy was talking, but I hope I didn't jump the gun. How many of you would love an opportunity, appreciate, and be grateful for an opportunity to actually hear from, in about 5-10 minutes, to hear from our students that have been able to do really well? People that were sitting in your exact shoes, not like me 15 years ago or Jeremy like 3, 4, 5 years ago. These guys were sitting in your shoes like a year ago, 6 months ago, 3 months ago. And what they did to get themselves out. Because by listening to what they did, this is relevant. This is up to date. I want you to type in the number 1. If you would love the opportunity to hear from these gentlemen and women more than even myself, wow, look at all the ones pouring in, right? I always tell people, I'm like, look, guys, I can teach this stuff to you, but sometimes you should really question, who's teaching you, right? Like how recently have they done this? So me, I'm blessed. I have so many students. I get to be a part of it all the time. I get to be a part of their success and their win every day. But still, it's really nice to just hear from people, teach you, train you, who are like, hey, man, like 3 months ago, I was sitting in your seat. 3 months ago, 2 months ago, 1 month ago, I was sitting where you sit. And now it's like my life has completely evolved and changed. So you get a chance to hear from them. That's awesome. I'll tell you right now, like I can look how many we've already got that have joined us. We've got Adam, who's going to be joining us. We're gonna have Zane, who's going to be joining us. We got some students who are already piling in, and all we did is just ask them once, and they're already piling in. It's tremendous. So let's go back to this little diagram here, right? We highlighted 2 areas, right? What to promote and traffic. So I'm going to get a little technical here. I'm going to purposely get a little advanced. Some of you have been asking, hey, is there going to be a replay of this? Yes, there will. You will have the opportunity to absorb this content again and save it, because the next pieces I'm going to go a little bit advanced on. Now, before I go a little advanced, there's 2 things I want you guys to understand, okay? 2 things I want you to understand, and right off the bat. Number 1, some of this stuff, although it sounds simple, is not meant to be easy. I've never said it's easy. I always say it's simple, but it's not easy. Nothing is easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it. If it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. So you may still be a little lost. Here's the kind of questions you may be asking. You might be saying, Anik, how do I get this page up? What do I do to get people to give me their email address? What free thing do I give them? When they give me their email address, how do I put them inside of autoresponders? What's inside an autoresponder? How do I make these emails? How do I know if I write a good email? Anik, what do I promote? How do I get paid? How do I track that money? How do I get people to come to my page? Right? How many of you during this webinar have at least asked one of those questions in your own mind? Type in yes if you've asked at least one of those questions in your mind right now. Just so you guys understand, I get it. Vivencio, Daniel, Greg, Michael, Adam, Marquette, John, Kajal, Todd, Stever, Joanne, Mark, Katrina, Austin, Paula, Alicia, Rohan, Guillermo, Eric, Philip, Toussaint, John, Clyde, Miguel, Hartley. Okay, lots of people, right? Lots and lots of people. So we can't get on a webinar for an hour and I can't give you every answer. That's one of the problems. People don't start before they have every answer. You know why? Because our educational system taught us to go to elementary school, go to middle school, go to high school, then go to college, then get a master's, right? Then get some experience, do internships in between, get some experience, work for a company for 4 or 5 years, slog away, and then may one day life give you success. We are taught collect the answers. And then one day you do. And I'm telling you right now, we got to get off of that. Paul is laughing. She's saying, so true. I know it's true. Been there, done that, guys. Kajal just wrote, so true. So we're going to put a stop to that right now. Cut it out. Cut it out. I mean it. Because you will never have all the answers. I don't have all the answers. If you put a gun to my head right now and said, I'm going to get an opt-in page up, I'm only 50% sure that I could actually do it. So let's just figure that out for a second. I just want you to think about that for a second, okay? I've sold over $200 million worth of products on the internet. If you put a gun to my head right now and said, you have 5 minutes to put an opt-in page up, or else that's it, you're done. There's a 50-50 chance that I could actually make that happen, okay? Just think about that. I don't have all the answers. I don't need all the answers. I need the right systems, and I need the right people around me, okay? And you can't hold me back. I do things. When I put $3.5 million to build a Lurn Center, I did not even know how in the world you find a place. I did not know how to put a door up. I had no idea how. I was always baffled and wondered how the security systems work. How am I able to scan a card and the door open? I didn't have any answers. I said, let's move forward. Let's march. The answers will come. But I'm going to offer you today something that no one has ever offered me, and very rarely, or at least when people offer it to me now, they charge like hundreds of thousands of dollars. So in about 5 to 10 minutes, you're going to have an opportunity to fill out a form. That form is going to literally tell you, it's going to give you the opportunity to book a call with one of our coaches and our advisors. From there, you are going to get a chance to learn if you qualify to be a part of one of our coaching programs where we literally work with you one by one. So in those programs, we will build your page with you. We will find your affiliate offer with you. We will build your thank you page with you. We will build your send lane autoresponder with you. We will build your emails with you. We will even write some broadcast emails. We'll even teach you hands-on how to get traffic. So we're going to go through the whole thing plus tons more. We also have a program where when you come in live, we'll invite you to Learn Center. Come. You know, sometimes international people can't make it. The rest of you can. Come on in. Open doors. You'll spend a few days with us. You'll sit down at a table with a coach. We have all of that. So just get excited about that. That opportunity is coming. It's not for everybody. Not everybody can even apply. We have very limited spots. And then when you apply, I don't know if you'll qualify. That's up to, we leave that to fate with time to come. I hope you do. Number two is I just want you to understand that it's freaking okay if you don't get it. It's okay. Right? That's part of the process. So number one, we're coming with the solution. So don't worry. We're going to be able to work with you, give you more hands-on support. Number two, even if you don't get it right now, it's okay. What you need to get is, are you ready to move forward, and are you looking are you ready to move forward, and are you looking for that more direct hands-on help? So number one, we talked about what to promote. Okay. So this is changing a little bit. Now let me explain to you why it's changing. I have to explain to you why this market difference is happening. So it literally, the best example I can use to explain to you why this is changing is I can use the example of Facebook. So now get ready to have your minds blown, because this is something that's going to make you realize what the heck is happening in the online world. So I'm going to tell you this. There's a globe. This is the globe. All right. This is my drawing. Okay. That's Earth. There are said to be, I think, 7.4 billion people on Earth. All right, 50% of these people basically live in extreme poverty. So that brings us to some 3 billion or so that live in extreme poverty, or not extreme, but they live in poverty. So we have about 4.4 billion people that one would argue don't live in poverty, so could be online. Facebook, last report, said they have close to 2 billion users. Guess what problem Facebook is running into? Facebook's user base is no longer growing at the accelerated pace they were growing. It's now kind of become like this. So if you were to have a chart, it's kind of become like this. So they're not growing as fast. The problem, though, is advertisers are growing like this. So this is what it looks like. You are having a demand and supply problem. Facebook has this much ad inventory, but they have this much demand. And Facebook needs to make more money, right? Like what happened today? Facebook stock recently, right? Crashed because they run into this problem. So the only way that Facebook can make money is to charge its existing advertisers more money. That's it. So it's becoming more expensive to advertise. Advertising is becoming more expensive. Now, this doesn't mean I'm asking you to do Facebook, or I'm asking you to invest money in advertising. I'm using this as an example to just explain to you at a macro level what's happening on the internet. So advertising is becoming more expensive, not just on Facebook, on Google, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on email media. Look, there was a day where you could buy clicks from email at 50 cents a click all day long, and that number has now gone to 80 cents a click to $1 a click. Why? Guys, it's simple economics. For anyone who's taken economics 101, that's literally what's happening. What is this? Bill T says, sounds like liberal politicians. I don't even know how that makes any sense. It's economics, Bill. It's simple, right? Supply and demand. All right. So the less supply, the more people demand it, the more the price goes up for it. They're willing to pay more money. So what this has done is it's directly impacted what you promote. You know why? Because a lead in your business costs more. Even if you're doing free traffic, it's more competitive. You got to put more time. So it costs you more time or more money, but it still costs more. So a lead costs more, hence it's more valuable. Hence, in order to make a business work, it must generate more. And this relationship here is going to directly dictate what you promote. This right here. It costs more, hence it must generate more. And because of that, there was a day that you could build an entire email list, okay, and just promote products that are $7 to $27 and crush it. you could make good money, you know, or people would do like 97 would be like the max. Now, it's easy to sell these types of products. You know why? So let me ask you a question. Let's say I come to you today, okay? Let's say I come to you today and I said, so I'm going to pick on someone here. Let's pick on Vivencio. Vivencio, you've been very active this whole webinar. So Vivencio, I come to you and I say, Vivencio, give me $7. I'll change your life. You never met me before, Vivencio. You don't know who I am, so I'm not Onyx and Gall. I come to you and I say, Vivencio, give me $7 and I'll change your life completely. Give me $7, right? And I'm like, Vivencio, give me $7, I'll give you this. 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 And you're sitting there and he's like, dang, man, that sounds awesome, but I don't know you. Shoot, what if you're scamming me? I don't know who you are. So, but eventually you're like, damn it, it's just $7. Fine, take it. Like, what's the worst? I lose $7. So the risk is so little. When the offer is sexy, you'll take it. That's how your customers are. When you have an email list, you have people all over the world that are reading your emails, but they're like, man, I don't know you, Vivencio. I don't know who you are. But back then they say, yeah, you offer me all this. You said this is good, $7. I'll take it. I trust you enough to do that. God, worst case, doesn't happen. Now, Vivencio, let's change the topic. So now I come to Vivencio and I say, Vivencio, I want you to give me $997 and I'll change your life. Now Vivencio looks at his bank account and he says, man, I only got $5,000. That's 20% of my bank account. Do I do it? Come on, Vivencio, what do you say? Give me $1,000 right now, right here on the street. I know you don't know who I am, but I promise you, I'll change your life. I'll change your life forever, Vivencio. Give me the money. He's typing right now. He said, no, that's too much. Yes, it's too much. It's too much. So this creates right here. Back then, it used to be easy to sell these low ticket. It's still easy to sell low ticket products, but you didn't have to sell as many because your leads didn't cost you as much money or time. So you could make it work with low ticket products, which meant you didn't need to focus on building relationship with the person. Now, Vivencio, let me turn this scenario and I want you to give me your honest answer here, okay? Everybody wants you to answer this inside your own minds. So take the same scenario. Now the person is no longer on the street. Vivencio is dealing with me, Onyx and Gall. Vivencio, I come up to you, I see you on the street, I say, Vivencio, what's going on? You're like, whoa, Onyx, what's going on, man? And I'm like, oh, you recognize me? You're like, yeah, I've been on your email list for 3 years. I'm like, great, I know you too, man. I've been watching you for a while. Vivencio, I want to help you. Vivencio, I want to personally work with you, man. I want to give you my cell phone number. I want to give you my home address. I want to give you everything about me. I want to live with you. I'm going to do everything I can in my power, Vivencio, to help you succeed. Onyx and Gall, me. I've been around for 15 years. Here's my success. Vivencio, it'll cost you $1,000. Vivencio, do you do that deal with me? Go ahead. I'm waiting. Vivencio says yes. He says, let me think about it. He says yes. All of you in your own minds right now said, man, I would fight hard. Guys, you would go loan the money. You would go borrow the money. You would get it from your sister, brother, mother, father, grandmother, uncle, aunt, best friend, guy down the street. You don't care. You find the money. So that's the thing. Why is there that difference? It's there because of relationship. You have a relationship with me. You trust me. So you're willing to give me more money. Now, you're going to start to understand where we're going and why this directly impacts what you promote. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to make a business, any business work today, you've got to be able to sell products that are more expensive, even if they're not yours. Even if they're not yours, if they're somebody else's, you got to be able to sell products that are more expensive because you need to generate more to cover the costs of what you've been doing, whether time or money. But if you're going to sell things that are more expensive, you sure as heck better invest that time and energy into relationship and trust building. That means you can't just jump straight in from email one selling people stuff. So the biggest change we've seen is what to promote. Promoting products that are more, that cost more. But in order to do that, you got to change the way that you do your emails. You got to send out content. You got to connect with people, make videos, send them to your Facebook page, get a YouTube channel going, get something up on LinkedIn, let people see you, know you. And then they're comfortable with you. They trust your recommendations. And all of a sudden now you don't need to sell products that are $7. You can sell products that are $1,000. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how people today are becoming millionaires as affiliates with email. There's a change that has happened. This is a big change. This might be one of the first times I'm sharing with this. How many of you just had a mind-blown moment? Type in mind. Type in mind or type in blown. If there was something that was said, you just said, whoa, I needed to hear that. That is brand new. Guys, now imagine if you get that in 5 minutes hanging out with us on this webinar. Imagine what happens if you spend 5 days with us. Imagine what happens if you spend 3 days with us live with a coach working on you and getting your business up. That is what the power is here. Now, number 2, talk about traffic, right? So let's move right into talking about traffic. So what we're finding is you've got to be very careful where you get your traffic from. So we've promoted for the longest time that you should get traffic from email media, right? Solo ads and all of that. And I'm not saying this is bad. This is still a good place. But if you're going to get traffic from here, you better invest more time, all right? More time in relationship. These leads tend to be a little bit less qualified. So you're going to need to do more content, more warm up, more videos, more showing your pictures, more letting people into your life if you're going to do that. So this is still working. But where we're finding most of our traffic at this point is coming from is Facebook. Second most is we're going after Google. We're going after YouTube. All right, we're getting a lot of traffic from YouTube. And the third that we've lately started doing a lot of is viral. You want to see viral? Go to my Facebook page. You're going to see some posts I put up recently that have a tremendous amount of interaction. Well, I'm starting to really combine. So what I do is I combine Facebook with viral, or I combine Google with viral. And so this is my free traffic strategy. And now what Lurn is kicking off into as of August 1st is we're doing both social media and we're doing SEO. We're diving deep into this stuff now because we need to diversify our traffic sources. So email media is great to get a start, but if I were to tell you right now, a place where you could truly have the biggest impact on your business is to learn something like a Facebook. And guess what? Again, when you work with us and when you're there with our coaches, we teach you this stuff. All right, we teach you this stuff. Now, people are saying, well, I don't want to spend money on it. I want to be able to get it all for free. Well, I'll tell you something right now, guys. That kind of mentality ain't going to get you anywhere. Business isn't free. There's no chance. You walk down to the local electronics store and say, I want a television, and say, man, come on, show me the one that's free. I don't want to pay any money for this. I don't want to pay any money. Right? Wayne says, how much do Facebook leads cost? Man, that's like asking, Wayne, that's like saying, how much does an engineer make? I mean, I don't know. There's all kinds of different niches, different types of ways of running ads. That's why we have a course about Facebook, because we teach you all of our top strategies. But I got students getting leads. I have a person I'm working with right now getting leads at 10 cents a lead. 10 cents. That's not common, okay? That's like he's freakishly good at this stuff. But it's not about how much it costs, Wayne. You're asking the wrong question. It's not about how much it costs, how much it makes. Wayne, if I told you to give me $20,000 right now and you don't have it, but I said, Wayne, the minute you give me $20,000 and it hits my hand, with my other hand, I'll give you 40. It's a guarantee. What are you going to do? Wayne, you would go out of you wouldn't care. Would you care anymore about the 20,000? I mean, you go out of your way, you find that 20,000 and give it to me and get the 40. You got to focus more on what works, guys, not what costs. That's a mentality, that's a mindset shift that needs to happen in you as an entrepreneur. Right? So these are the big changes that have been happening, and I want to work with you on them. I want to literally sit down, and my team and we want to sit down with you. We want to go through these changes. We want to work with you, and that's kind of, now, is that available for everybody? It isn't, truly. It just isn't, but I gotta tell you guys, man, if you see some of the success that's come out of it, this guy started working with us when he was like 22. He never went to college. He is now generating over $300,000 a year. He's currently, right now, as we're speaking, he's sitting in India. He's traveling to Asia. He just takes his girlfriend and him, don't even have a home. They're literally homeless, but they live in 5-star hotels. And then Zane, who's actually here, and Zane's he's turned into one of our expert coaches at Lurn. As a matter of fact, in about 5 minutes, Zane's going to take over. He's going to be handling the rest of this webinar. That's one of the things that you get to do as you become successful. Listen, guys, we bring you out in front of the crowds. We want you to have an opportunity to spread the message. We want you to have an opportunity to share the word. We want you to have an opportunity to help people. That's what Zane's going to be doing, just as you guys said you wanted to hear, right? Jimmy Kim. How many of you know Jimmy Kim? Type in 1 if you know Jimmy Kim. Type in the number 1 if you know Jimmy Kim. Right? We got Adam, John, Vivencio, Taft, Marquette, Guillermo, Kajo, Paula, Mark. Lots of you know. We got lots of Marks on this. We got Mark Walker, Mark Sebo, Mark Hughie, and then a Martin. Lots of M's. All right. Jimmy, most people don't know this. He's probably one of my most successful students. Most people don't even realize he was one of our students. We have Kane, over $45,000 per month now. We have Rito. I met Rito. He was a kid, literally a kid. He was like, I don't know, 19, 20 years old, sitting in India. He's now doing, you know what? This number is way out of date. We made this just like a month ago. There you go. Can you believe that? In the last, I think it's like last 6 weeks, he's doubled his business. It's nuts. Yeah, I don't think even you knew that, Jeremy.
No.
Yeah, he's doing 60 grand a month now. It's nuts. It still doesn't have an office, doesn't have any employees, sits at home, still has plenty of time to chit chat with me and play games with me. We play messenger games on Facebook, and loving life. And then you guys know Fred. Fred, most people don't realize Fred's Fred's probably right up there with Jimmy as one of my most successful mentees. And Fred will be out there telling. When Fred came online, I was the person who showed him. And guess what? Fred does it all using email. And the thing, guys, is look at that. Why am I showing this to you? I'm not showing this to you to brag. These are all people that have spent time with us, that have given us and invested their time and energy with us, okay, and money to be there with us. They've gotten their first sales, whether it be their first 1 sale, their first 2 sales. They've made their first $1,000. They've made their first $40,000. They've gotten their first subscribers. They've made their first $1 million. Okay, first $1 million because of the fact that Aaron, you know, he was. I think he's traveling around right now having a blast. But Aaron was just not long ago. I think he started with us, Jeremy, like a year and a couple months.
Yeah, about 14 months ago.
14 months ago, 2 months ago, guys, right, very close to his 1-year anniversary. He crossed $1 million. It was one of those moments where you can have like tears come to your. Anyway, so look, here's the thing. I'm gonna give you guys a URL that you can go to. And on this URL, I want to explain to you what happens, okay? Because I want you to understand how the process works so that there's no surprises and there's no one that's upset. This is exactly how the process works. So right now I'm going to give you a URL. It's going to have a page. I want you to go to this page, and I got to tell you, I need you to be honest. I need you to fill it out, and I need you to tell us about yourself as honestly as possible. Now, if you make it past the first level of qualification, you are going to you're going to be able to book a call with one of our coaches. And you're going to have your first #1 advisory call. You can bring all of your questions, and this advisor is going to help walk through. They're going to try to understand what's going on with you, what's important to you, what is best for you. Again, the honesty thing follows here too, guys. If you're not honest with us, if you're not opening up, if you're not vulnerable, we can't help you. You need to bring it all. And the other thing is this call costs me a lot of money. This is free for you. It's free for you, but it costs me a ton of money to have these people on the phone. So please be respectful and show up. All right, like Robert Kiyosaki says, don't sign up if you're not going to show up. He says you got to be there, because if you're not, you took someone else's seat. That's not cool. That's not how we work here at Lurn Nation. Okay. Now, once you get that phone call, you are going to have a conversation. At which point we are going to meet and decide whether this is the main qualification process. We're going to take your story, we're going to understand, we're going to make sure that you are qualified to fit into our system and that we feel we can meet with you. And at which point, if you are qualified, you will receive an invite, at which point you have to make a decision. As soon as you make a decision, you are going to get a series of training. We call this the pre-training. All right, these are very specific, step-by-step. You do them from home. It's virtual. You do not have to be physically present at this place. And this literally walks you through, gets you fully prepped for the time that you're going to either be virtual or you'll get a chance to actually fly in and be with us. Like you get to be with us in person. The programs and the curriculums for both of these are different. It just depends. This is why we have to talk to you and be honest, right? Because who knows which track you go down. But when you come in with us, we will spend 3 days with you on the virtual. And on the physical, we spend 5 days with you. And on the virtual, we build an entire business, you walk away with your business done, you have a coach the whole time. On our in-person, we do really deep work. All right. We don't really focus on getting that business up because you're going to have more than enough skills once you leave there to get it up. But we actually answer all the biggest questions, like which business model should you do? What should your focus be? All of these huge, I mean, this event literally changes lives. All the people whose stories we've told you about, they came and they joined us in person. So I can't talk much more about it because we only share about it with people that qualify. And that's really up to our coaches. That's their job to do that. So now, here's what I want to ask you guys. How many of you are going to at least put the application in to get your call with the advisor? How many of you are planning on doing that? Type in the number 1 if you're planning on doing that. Type in the number 1 if you're planning on putting in the application at least. All right, we got Guillermo, we got Anthony, Vivencio, Marquette, Philip, Paula, let's see here. Elizabeth, Marsha, Bettina, Leonard, Mark, Marquette, Jacko, Donna, wow, Nestor, Katerina, Paula, Bruce. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something. If everyone who's saying they're gonna do this does it, we are not gonna be able to call everybody. So there will be a limit, and we are gonna stop it. All right, we're gonna have to take it down. But we got hundreds of people on right now, and I can tell you right now, I probably have 100 people that have said 1. That's nuts. So what I'm gonna do, here's the URL. There you go. It's right in front of you guys. Lurn.com, LURN.com/coaching. So learn.com/coaching. Go to it right now. It's a very simple process. It is not complicated at all. I can actually take you. So we go to learn.com/coaching. And I need you to answer a few of these questions. Literally answer these, be honest. In the next page, you get to book your call. It's about as simple as that. So again, I want you to go to learn.com/coaching. Let me bring that URL back on. Learn.com. Just so you know now, this is first come, first serve on the application. Once we run out of space, we have run out of space. That's it. And we're not done with this webinar, by the way, so don't leave because we got students, we got people that are coming on. They're going to talk to you. I'm going to have Zane come on. Zane's going to tell you about his story. I still have Jeremy coming on. Jeremy, as a matter of fact, why don't you come on real quick? Tell people what happens. What do they expect after they fill out this application? We got so many people that are filling it out. You're the person who trains these advisors, these coaches. You know the most about making people's lives change. What happens when they go to learn.com/coaching and fill it out?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is you're going to get served. Is you really are going to get clear on exactly what path is going to serve you best. That's why we want to speak with you. We want to understand what you're really looking to achieve. That's why we want you to be honest. If you're not honest with us, then we're not going to be able to lead you in the right direction that truly aligns with the goals that you have. And I imagine if you're on this webinar, you're looking to build a business. You're looking to get serious about your entrepreneurial journey, which means you have mentors here on this end that are willing to get serious with you and willing to really commit at the same level and the same effort that you're willing to put into it. And so on that call, and this is something that Anik and I have really created and built from scratch, is this amazing community of individuals that serve Lurn Nation at such a deep level. And the deepest level is our advisors. And they're really here to make sure that you are clear on what that right path is. And again, we're not here to tell you what program to go into. We're not here to sell you anything. We're here to get clear on the truth behind what you're looking to achieve. And if that aligns with a path that we have available, awesome. We're going to lead you in that direction, and we're going to support you with all the love and support and respect and the commitment that we expect you to have in being able to go down that path. Because if that's what you're looking to achieve, we only imagine that you're 100% all in, committed to achieving that, no questions asked. And some examples of that were some of the people you saw there. I mean, Anik mentioned the level of commitment, the level of just being serious about taking this and really approaching it like a business, right? It's not something that's just ever handed to you. You've got to show up. You've got to be coachable. You've got to really be willing to do the work. Great examples, people like Rosalie. You guys saw her story. She was from the Philippines. She was a nurse for 8 years. This woman was not going to tolerate anything less than what she was committed to. She literally took her entire family across the continent, her two young kids, her husband, her mother-in-law, because she was nursing her kids at the time, and she flew all the way across the continent to spend 5 days with us in person to build a business that she had no idea how to build. She was a nurse for 8 years. She wasn't an entrepreneur. She didn't have business experience, but she was sick and tired of looking at her kids bawling their eyes out, wondering where mommy's going for the next 12 to 15 hours as a nurse every day. She was not going to tolerate it anymore. And if you're in that place where, you know what, enough is enough, and let's just get a business going, let's start really focusing from this moment forward on what's important, then you're going to have a whole team of people here behind you that have your back and that take a stand for that higher calling. And so, you know, you guys probably hear my voice. It probably sounds like I'm cracking up all over the place, but it's because, like Onyx said, I've been training, been doing a lot of hard level training with some advisors, with bringing other students to developing, and my voice is gone because you hear the passion in it. You hear, I completely understand that you probably hear and feel the passion that I speak with. It's because I've lived it, and that's what's instilled within, you know, again, just our highest level of engagement with you guys, which is our advisors, being able to understand where you're coming from, what you're looking to achieve. And if it aligns with a path that we have available, then you're going to have our full commitment to supporting you with getting clear on the decision necessary to make that happen, so that you're not left behind and you're not left wondering, what if? And this is the opportunity. And so reaching out with an application allows you to speak with us. It allows us to understand where you are. It allows us to get clear on truly what's going to serve you best moving forward. And guys, here's what I'm going to tell you, is if you get the opportunity to speak with one of our advisors, maybe even myself personally, I might, you know, some of these calls, I love being able to connect with you guys. Some of you, you know, depending on your level of commitment, I'll probably jump on the call with you, because I love speaking with people who are genuine about their entrepreneurial journey. But guess what? If we're going to dive on a call together, if you and I are going to speak, let alone you speaking with one of our other advisors, then honor that time together and really get serious about your business, which means no matter the opportunity ahead of you, be 100% all in on that. Don't be willing to tolerate anything less than what you're committed to. And I'm telling you, you do that, and you're going to be able to create something really special here, especially when you got mentors behind you and people that have your back. You can do anything. So go to lurn.com/coaching right now. You can put in an application. Like we said, the application doesn't cost you anything. Sitting around doing nothing costs you everything, right? I can tell you all about that. It cost me millions of dollars. And like I said, it cost me years of my life, which is worth a lot more than $1 million, right? And so how much is the last few years or few months that you've been thinking about building this business? How much is that worth to you? What would it mean for you to be able to get your entire business built within a matter of a few days so you can start focusing on what's really important here, right? Big difference. Many of you, go ahead and type in the chat box. I'm interested to hear from you, because I really, this is all about you guys. Go ahead and type in the chat box. Ideally, if you were to achieve what you want to achieve genuinely in the next year, what would you ideally be earning in your business every single month? Go ahead and type in a number in the chat box. Is it 5,000? Is it 10,000? Is it 100,000 a month? What ideally would you be earning every single month if you could get your business up and running right now? And the next year, what would you be earning every single month in that business? I got $100,000 a month. I got $10,000 a month. Ideally, $100,000 a month, $20,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $50,000 a month. Trista says $30,000 a month, $100,000 a month, $20,000 a month. Guys, I'm seeing numbers that are very doable, but here's the thing. They're only doable if you do it, if you actually start executing, and if you actually start taking this seriously. Here's the thing I'm gonna share with you. I want you to really think about how long you've been thinking about building this business or really going this path, and how long you've been thinking about that number that you just wrote down. And if it's been more than a month, then you've invested way too much into the university of not knowing and of not executing. And some of you, it's well over 6 figures that you've been writing a check to the universe of sitting around trying to think about how to do it, right? And that's a check that I was no longer willing to write. And that's the decision that I made. I'd made the decision to say, I don't care what it looks like. And that's the decision that Rosalie and some of the other students we have that have worked with us hands-on have had to make. I mean, Crystal, you saw her, one of the first slides we showed. Crystal, the woman that she mentioned personally, she was a broke mother living in South America, living in Colombia. She was making a few $100s a month living in Colombia with a marriage that was falling apart. And she didn't have the money for mentorship. But guess what? The money didn't matter at that point. The only thing that mattered was her will to not tolerate anything less than what she was committed to. When you have that fire in you, when you make the decision to do it, you're going to find a way. You'll find the money. You'll find the path. You'll find the solution. And what we found is that when we find students that are that genuinely committed, those are the ones that get the best results, because they're decisive, they're resourceful, they're coachable, they show up and do exactly what Anik tells them to do. And that's what's going to lead you to a result, right? And that's what led me to a result when I finally made that decision to do it. So again, the call is free. Doing nothing is what's costing you, right? Continuing to stay where things are is what is costing you. You guys are asking, what does a Facebook ad cost? What is sitting right now thinking about what a Facebook ad costs is costing you, right? And having no Facebook's ads up and running, so to offers that people could buy from you. What's that costing you, right? So these are the things we've got to understand. And again, that's what we're here to do, is help you solve that and help you get clear on those costs, clear on those consequences, and clear on illuminating the paths forward. Because by all means, you have a choice. You absolutely have a choice at the end of the day. You get to be the one that makes the decision. But that decision is going to be one of two roads. That decision is to continue doing exactly what you're doing right now. And if that's getting you to where you want to be, if that's allowing you to make $20,000, $100,000 a month, awesome. We honor you in doing that, and hopefully in some way we can serve you in being able to accelerate that. You know, come to Masters, the 5-day workshop where we can work hands-on with you and walk you through how to get to 8 figures. But here's the thing. If you're not willing to tolerate continuing to go down that same path and hit that same wall and stay stuck, you do have the power to make another choice, right? That choice can start right now. And it can start with a call. You're going to hear from a few people. We'll actually bring Zane on. We're going to bring a few other students on that have been through the same thing. They've been exactly where you are right now, which is sitting there thinking, oh man, what do I do? Right? And then they just applied. They just said, you know what? I'm going to talk to somebody about this and figure it out. Find a solution. Because at this point, I'm not going to tolerate excuses anymore. I'm going to find solutions, and I'm going to look for people that are willing to find solutions with me, and I'm going to run in that direction. And people like Zane and people like some of the individuals we'll bring on. Anik, I don't know if you know this, but I think Aaron is actually with, might be on the phone here in a second as well. Aaron.
Oh.
Yeah. I think Aaron might be jumping on as well. So you guys are going to hear
$1 million man himself.
Exactly. You're going to hear from somebody that a year and a half ago, didn't even have a business up and running. And you know, he's doing well over a few $100,000 a month. This is an individual that, again, the reason all of that unfolded, though, was not because, you know, Anik and I are so amazing. It's because he's amazing. It's because he showed up and he did the work, and he was coachable, and he was resourceful, and he wasn't sitting around thinking, twiddling his thumbs, asking what a Facebook ad cost. He was thinking to himself, what is it costing me to go another day without having $1 million business up and running? Oh yeah, right? It's like you start actually shifting your mind into becoming a real entrepreneur, and you start seeing that there's only one path forward. So when you guys go to lurn.com/coaching, you'll be able to apply. Be very honest with us. Again, I'll be looking at those. You know, Anik will see them. Our team will be looking at these. We take this very, very seriously. We do not invite probably half the applicants that we get. We don't even invite you on the phone, because you know, it's just we're looking for very specific people. And trust me, it's not about how much money you have. Quite honestly, what we found is I've spoken to people that You know, they've been in a really good career job before. They made a $500,000 paycheck, whatever. They have a great job. They're looking to start a business, but their level of commitment is like a 2 out of a 10. They're just not willing to do the work, and they're not serious about it. They might have their credit card in hand, but they're not the right fit for what we do. You got to show up. And so I would rather have somebody like Crystal coming from South America, Colombia, willing to do whatever it takes because she's not willing to tolerate having her kids, you know, not be able to, you know, put food on the table, whatever. I would rather have somebody like Crystal who's genuinely committed and serious about her entrepreneurial journey than somebody that is ready to pull out their credit card and is just going to have a terrible attitude and not show up and really just do a disservice to what we stand for at Lurn Nation. Like, that's not what we're here for. So we want to understand your commitment level. We want to understand, are you serious about this? Because we are going to come to the table with the exact same level of commitment that you're willing to come to the table with. Because we can't be more committed to your dream than you are. So are you guys up for that? Can you give me a heck yes in the comments if you guys are like feeling that? You guys feeling that? Yeah, exactly. You guys are awesome. All right, so guys, awesome, very good. No, you're very, very welcome. That's what we're here for, guys. So I would love to bring on, I think before we go ahead and bring on Zane and Aaron, I would love to bring on Adam because I know he's taken some time out of his day. Adam, I would love to bring on you for just a couple of minutes because Adam is somebody from our community that has been through this process, that has gone through you know, some pretty serious level training with us, some in-person, some hands-on training, went through this process that you guys are hearing about where we get the entire business up and running. And Adam, I would love to just hear from you, you know, where were things at before you kind of went through that? Like, how long were you thinking about building your business? What kind of obstacles were you facing? And just what was your experience going through this and finally getting it up and running?
Well, thank you, Jeremy, for having me.
Yeah.
I was in a job working 6 days a week, sometimes 7. I was in the automotive industry.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't have much time, and my commute every day, round trip, was 3 hours. So I wanted to get out of that. I started a family. I have 2 young boys, and there was something more that I could be. And I needed to get out of that. And the first thing that you have to do is you got to take the action. And if I never took the action, nothing would have happened. I would still be there. I wouldn't be here today.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask you, I mean, when it came to doing that, when it came to making that decision, I mean, at the point you were at, was there even another option for you? Or was it just kind of like you were just looking for the mentors to arrive to say, you know what, we're willing to commit to that level with you?
Yeah, that was, I was looking and I just never found the right answer until I really found you guys and spoke to you, and you guys actually I didn't speak, you guys spoke to me.
Yeah.
I understood what you were saying. I knew this was the only other way, because the only other way would be still working at the dealership, doing 6 days a week plus, and not being around my kids at all. And I couldn't do that anymore. I had to be around for them. And the opportunity of going through this program and being able to be around them and be here for them is just worth more than anything else in the world.
Yeah. And Adam, I mean, I think this is very important, and it's important for everybody to hear, because, you know, we're inviting people to put an application in to speak with us over the phone. We want to kind of understand where people are. I would just love to hear from you, just straight up. When you had your conversation, at any time, did you feel sold, or did you feel listened to, and did you feel heard?
No, I felt listened to. I felt connection. I felt the honesty.
Yeah.
There is no pressure whatsoever. You are going to, if you do get a call, you are going to be handled with white gloves, because the idea is to really find out what's holding you back from making that decision to change your life. And to be able to be open and vulnerable for that, They know how to do it. They treat you so well. It's a different world. I mean, just having the phone call conversation, if anything, is going to change you somehow. If it doesn't get you into the program, it's going to change you somehow.
Yep. Well, and that's what we found, and that's kind of why, you know, this part of what we do is so meaningful, because we've seen it happen. We've seen students who end up not enrolling, but that call changed everything. It changed their life, right? And we see them, you know, participating within Lurn Nation and just crushing it, just because that call, let alone when they do take the time and the decision and powerfully move forward and commit to some deeper level of mentorship. I mean, that's when things just really take off. And for you, making the decision to really get that hands-on level of mentorship, take it to the next level. I mean, what's happened since you've done that, Adam? Like, what has opened up for you? What's been kind of, why has this Lurn family been so meaningful for you?
Because it's exactly what you said. It's a family. I mean, there is no doubt about it. When I came on board and came into this, I was obviously very scared and timid because I didn't know what was going on. I wasn't understanding it. But to be into this family and everyone just take you by the shoulder and let you know it's okay, this is how to do it. And it is from every single person in this community you get that from. You get that help, you get that support, because they're going to be there with me now, even beyond. And for you, especially, is that there's someone always there. You are not left alone. You're going to have someone to push you. You're going to have someone that to just keep you going.
Yep. What would you, if you were kind of, you know, speaking to your previous self, if it was like a year ago and you were speaking to yourself, Adam, what would you tell yourself, you know, not to sell you into a program? What would you tell yourself at that moment in time to say, to kind of put that hand on your shoulder and say, you can do this, commit fully, this can happen for you? What would you say to yourself a year ago? Because I don't even know that was a year ago. I think
No,
it was
8 months ago.
8 months ago. Wow, geez. I mean, what would you, looking back on it now, what would you say, putting your hand on your previous self's shoulder and saying you can do, like, what would you tell yourself?
You're nuts. There's no other way. This is what I know. I'm not going to give up something that is secure in our minds of a paycheck where we slave ourselves to. I'm not going to give up that guaranteed money coming in just to go out on a wild dream. And it ends up being the best decision of your life. Yeah. It really is. I mean, the support that you get through on another end isn't just for you solely. You partner up with people and make stuff happen. And everyone supports you. We celebrate everyone's victories, even as small as it is. You were having trouble putting up a page and you finally figure it out. We all celebrate. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is.
Yep. Yeah, and I think what you've seen too, Adam, I mean, because you're such a big part of the community, especially with our deeper level community with Lurn Masters, and, you know, certainly the core community we have here. I mean, you're a leader within that family now. I mean, what you've seen, it seems like, you know, whenever somebody's facing a challenge, it's just like everybody collectively comes around that individual to make sure that they're lifted back up to the standard that we all kind of hold. And it allows kind of, you know, that you know, rising tide lifts all boats. And, you know, what we've seen is everyone in the community that is active, that is really, really taking the energy and time to be a part of it. It's just amazing. I mean, what have you seen being in it, being a part of that community, being a leader within that Lurn Masters family? What have you seen there, Adam, in terms of, you know, the success and just kind of people breaking through and all of that?
I have seen the expressions on people's faces on when the breakthroughs happen, when they have those moments. It is something that is truly remarkable, and to be honest with you, it's life-changing for me on every single person I've seen. It doesn't change it. It's nothing new. It's still the most awesome feeling. And when you are having problems, people come and team up with you and get you through whatever the damn thing is. I mean, it's absolutely amazing in the master community.
Yeah.
And in the master, I mean, just add mind to that backside of it, and you have a community that is just second to none. I tell you.
Yeah. So guys, I mean, you guys can go to lurn.com/coaching. What we're talking about here, I want to share some stories with you guys, hear it directly from our students. These are guys that have been through it. These are individuals that have been exactly where you are right now. They had to make a decision to reach out. They had to make a decision to have a conversation and get serious about their business, about their future, about where they want to be in the next 12 months. And every person that you're going to be hearing from has made that decision within about a 12 to 14 month period, 12 to 15 months. Within the last 12 to 15 months, they've made that decision exactly where you are.
If I can say one other thing to this, Jeremy, excuse me on it, is that in the 8 months, not only do you get that I've gotten a business up and going, not only do you get the masterminds and everything like that, but you get your mindset going and other things happen to you.
Yep.
I have taken action. I have followed the program, and just in being involved with this has evolved physically myself, and to be able to go out and not only start the business, but make myself healthier. Since I took action and paid attention to this stuff, I have been eating healthier and also have lost 50 pounds over the damn thing.
Wow.
So not only have it's changed financially what's going on, but it's also changed me physically, and inside my mental alignment is just unbelievable, guys.
Wow.
So it's really something that is life-changing on levels you don't even have an idea.
Wow, that's incredible, man. 50 pounds that you've already lost, and I know that your goal is to lose 100 by the end of the year. Is that right? Or by October?
Yeah, by October, I'm hoping to be 100 pounds lighter than when I started in March.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wow, that's incredible.
And that has to do with you guys. This has to do with this community. This comes out. It is you yourself that has to make the decision, and you have to do the work.
Yep.
But you have the love and support and just the know-how from other people that have been there before that are willing to help you along the way.
Yep. So guys, go ahead and type in the chat box. What would it mean for you? I'm just genuinely asking this. What would it mean for you? You guys wrote some numbers down just a few minutes ago. What would you like to be achieving in the next year? What would it mean for you to have that entire business up and running in the next 5 weeks? Go ahead and just type it in the chat box. What would it mean for you? What's one word, 2 words, a sentence that just comes up for you when you think of, if you actually took a second to think, what would it mean for you to actually have that business be real, tangible, actually up and running, and mentors behind you showing exactly how to do it the right way so that you're not spinning your wheels anymore and, playing entrepreneur, you're actually becoming the entrepreneur you are. Just what would that mean for you? Go ahead and type it in the chat box. Like, seriously, let's really get real about this. Wow, life-changing. Start living life awesomely great. I get my life back. Wow. Blessing, exactly. Relieved, freedom. I got freedom like multiple times. Awesome, amazing. It would mean the world, life-changing, incredible. Guys, this is what it has meant to people like Adam. This is what it's meant to people that have made the commitment, not people that have sat around and thought about it. Adam would not be 50 pounds lighter and have a business up and running right now if 8 months ago he decided he wanted to continue dabbling. I mean, am I speaking out of turn there, Adam? Would you,
no.
Be where you are, right? It's
nailed it on the head.
Yeah. I mean, and so it's that one decision 8 months ago that ends up changing everything. It's the one decision to simply say, again, just enough is enough. Time to take a new path, time to make new decisions, time to get new results. When you do that, things change. And so, this call might be an opportunity for that to happen. And if you decide to continue doing what you're doing, that's fine too. We're not here, there's not any judgment, there's not any agenda. We're just here, if you're committed, to help you get some new results. Because if that's where you're at, that's where we're going to commit to you for. So Adam, thanks so much for coming on, man. We honor you, and seriously, not only what you've done in the business, which is amazing, but truly the work and the effort and the energy that you put into your health and to you really, unleashing the powerful Adam you are, man. It's awesome because we love you, brother. We really, really are grateful to have you in this community and part of Lurn Nation.
And thank you very much. I love being in this community. And like I said, if it wasn't for you guys and the support, I wouldn't be here right now, and I want to thank you. And I can't wait until see what we're coming up the next year. I mean, it's an awesome ride here.
That's awesome, Adam. And guys, go ahead and give Adam a big shout out. Go ahead and type in Adam in capital letters in the chat box. Give Adam some love. How awesome is he, huh? Oh, man, we're getting blown up now. There we go.
That. Thank you, guys.
Seriously. So, and guys, this is the type of individual, because of this conversation, who we invite into our deeper level mentorships, our community at this level. These are the people you're surrounded by. People that are genuine, people that are serious, people that are not willing to tolerate anything less than they're committed to, which means you come into that with the same attitude, you're going to be surrounded by people who are at that same level, and they're going to hold you to that higher standard. And every day gets to be a new level of progress and growth for you. It's an amazing thing, you know? And imagine you getting around that and actually having a business on the other end of that. Imagine what you're achieving. I think you would agree that the number that you wrote down there is a stepping stone, right? So, Adam, awesome stuff, man. So I think we got Zane on. Zane, can you hear us, my friend? Go ahead and unmute yourself or come on with the audio. I want to make sure that you can hear us and that you're on. Zane, you there?
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What is up, man? Zane, good to hear you.
Good to hear you, man. Good to see you guys.
So, guys, I want to kind of intro Zane a little bit because, I mean, this man has, you want to listen to this individual when it comes to success in building an online business. Not only has he built a multiple six-figure business, but he has over, what is it now, 2 million followers or 4 million followers on Facebook?
4.3 to be exact.
4.3 million. Yes. Guys, go ahead and write in the chat box, 4.3 million. Just so that you're writing it out and actually comprehending it for a second. 4.3 million. Go ahead and write that in the chat box. 4.3 million people. And that's, guys, that's just the followers. How many people are you reaching on a weekly basis? Would you estimate?
Oh my gosh. It has to be at least 20, 30 millions each week, because just one of my most engaged pages alone brings about 17 million in reach every week. And that's weekly.
Wow, 17 to 20 million people seeing his message every single week, guys. So you might want to listen to him. And guess what? He started exactly where you guys were. It started just like this. He was looking for a solution. He was sick and tired of hitting that same wall, and he ended up getting coaching directly from Anik. You actually worked with him in person, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Oh my gosh. I am one of the most blessed people in the world, because I got to spend actually one-on-one time with Anik, and it was just me, few students, and Anik in a room for 5 days.
Wow.
I'll cherish these days till the day I depart this world. It's some of the most significant training I got from the man who built multiple seven-figure companies, and who continues to not just build his own company, but empower other people to build their own company. And Jeremy, I don't know if the floor is mine, because I would love to share what Anik is doing with me right now and how he's really pushing me to step into my greatness.
Yes, absolutely. And by all means, Zane, share a little bit as well as where you come from. I think that would be valuable for people to realize, you weren't born with a silver spoon in your mouth. It was, you came from a rough place. You've seen some things in your life, my friend, and to be where you are now is far beyond anything I could have ever imagined. Ever going through myself, and would love for you to share that. And then also, I think you also have some friends with you that might want to also jump on, and you can invite them as you wish. But yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, please, the floor is yours, my friend.
Thank you, guys. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to both Anik and Jeremy for continuing to create an environment like this for people like you and I to actually come and spend time with these brilliant guys who have created a movement that's centered around transforming the lives of entrepreneurs. Guys, sadly, the entrepreneurship world is really, really lonely. And what Anik has created through Lurn is a place for all of us to hang out and to get the right advice from the right person. And this is like an honor to come on a webinar and to share my story and my journey with Anik, Jeremy, and Lurn. Because guys, the reason I come on every time Anik actually asks me to come on, actually guys, I'm on a leadership training here in California. And when Anik sent me a message saying, hey Zane, if you're available, I said, don't even mention it, I'm there. And here I am living the true dream while traveling, while doing my fun stuff, also serving in a community that impacted my life and my business. So thank you to you, Jeremy, and to you, Anik, for creating this amazing place for all of us to really take our game to the next level. Now, guys, for those of you who are familiar with my story, great. For those who are not, I want to share with you a little bit about me or where I came from. And just like Jeremy mentioned, my background has nothing to do with entrepreneurship. I was actually born and raised in Baghdad, Iraq. And I lived in Baghdad, Iraq under Saddam's regime until my early 20s. So I didn't touch a single computer until I was 21 years old. And even that computer, it was a desktop computer that still had the floppy disk space in it. That's the kind of computer I used when I literally got a computer. But I'm sharing this with you because it's important to know that environment and circumstances are not what defines your success. Where you were born, what kind of language you speak, the kind of business or niche you're in has nothing to do with how successful you can be. Because success comes from within. And guys, I am the living proof of that. I came from Baghdad, literally from the street of Baghdad, and came to the United States in 2013. And I had nothing more than $700 and a phone number of a friend. That was it. Some of you guys not even have 1 ounce of the amount of like disadvantage that I had going on against me and not in my favor. But you know what, guys? One thing that stood out to me from the day I set my foot in the United States is, Zain, you have the power. And by call it universal intervention, call it the divine wants to really help out, I always wind up finding the right people who help me on the path. And Anik and Jeremy and Lurn are some of these people who really helped me on my path. And when I came to the United States, as I mentioned, I had a friend of mine, a very, very dear friend of mine. He's actually my business partner now. His name is Jeffrey Hand. I had his phone number when I came to the US. That was it. That $700 and 1 bag, because I honestly didn't have enough money to check multiple bags. I had 1 bag. It was a carry-on bag. And there's a running joke between all the coaches at Lurn. They know how much I like to travel and how I travel heavy. So for me to leave my country, my past, my history, and come with 1 bag, that's like unheard of for me. But anyway, I came to the United States with 1 dream, which is to make something out of nothing. And literally that's what I did. I made something out of nothing. I applied myself. I started reading. I used to translate newspapers every single day so I can improve my English. I used to speak to people every day. People sometimes they don't want to speak to me, but I'm like, you got to talk to me because I got to practice my English so I can get a job, so I can do this, so I can do that. And you know what? These were just circumstances, and I didn't let them define who I could become. And guys, this is the opportunity you have at your hand right here, right now. You have the opportunity to work with Anik, to work with Jeremy, to work with me, to work with Lurn. And this is an invitation that, oh my gosh, I am so honored and so glad that this opportunity is actually available, guys. So when Anik drops a link and say, go to lurn.com/coaching, do it, guys, because that has changed my life on every level, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, viscerally, every level. Because coming to a space, working with Anik and his team, it's not just building a business, it's building an entrepreneur. And that's you. You are the business owner. The success of your business depends on you. So unless you go and take action on who you want to become, guess what? Circumstances will always win. But if you take charge and you say, you know what? Enough is enough. I am done using excuses. I am being honest with myself right here and right now and saying enough. It's my time to shine. It's my time to take action. It's my time to step out of my environment into the new environment that I want to create. Guys, sadly, most of us go in life on autopilot. And you know what, guys? Autopilot will get you nowhere. You will just be cruising and going nowhere. Without a direction, on autopilot, you will be just flying to the abyss. But when you combine your action, your decision-making ability with the right environment, the right family, the right coaching, the right mentoring, everything changes. Guys, when I met Anik in 4 or 5 years ago, and I became one of his earliest mentees, Onyx told me one thing. He said, Zane, it doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter how messed up your English is. It doesn't matter. Anything you're going through, it doesn't matter. Who do you want to become? What legacy you want to leave? When you die, how you want people to remember you? And you know what, guys? These are not easy questions to be like thrown in your face. But that's the kind of a mentor you want in your life. Someone who's going to tell you the truth as it is, so you can step out of your mediocre life. Guys, we are here to serve you, but we cannot serve you if we sugarcoat things and say, oh, things are easy and you can just succeed if you just do this and this. No, you won't. If you won't take action daily, action that is aligned with the vision of who you want to become and the business you want to create, guess what? I accept your choice to stay stuck. But if you're willing to take your responsibility in your hand and say, you know what? It is my life, and from today, I get to choose. Then I invite you to go to lurn.com/coaching, put an application, jump on the phone with one of the Lurn coaches and Lurn advisors, and see where can your journey move towards instead of I'm stuck, things are not moving forward. Guys, nothing feels worse than being stuck. If you're stuck in your life, I want you to type, I am stuck. You know why I want you to type that? Because I want you to verbalize the situation you're in right now. And if you're stuck, you know what? Don't be ashamed. Don't feel bad. Don't feel like you're the only one in the world. I was stuck once. I actually was stuck. Even with all the success that I have, guys, I still have my moments of stuckness. But you know what makes a difference in my life right now is I have a family that I can rely on, is I have a group of growth-minded people, of business owners, of entrepreneurs who are on a mission to create transformation in their life and in their businesses. I want to take a moment to congratulate everyone who actually, I'm seeing the comments, and I don't want to mention names because I don't want anyone to feel like they got singled out. But there's like 20, 25 people who says, I am stuck. Guys, this is your first step forward saying, you know what? I own this. I am stuck right now, but I have a choice. And your choice starts with you deciding today to do something about it. Guys, there is always a choice. So what are you choosing today? Are you choosing to stay stuck? Or are you choosing to explore an opportunity that could get your life turned around in a very positive way? If you choose to turn your life upside down in a very positive way and create the momentum that you've been dying to create for so long, but you let stuckness to stop you from doing that, then guys, go to the link, lurn.com/coaching, and jump on the call with these transformational coaches. Guys, my life changed by talking to someone like these transformational coaches. Me and Jeremy actually became very, very great friends because I listened to him. And many times when I had my moments of doubts, my moments of unclarity, having someone like him, watching him on video or chatting with him or attending a webinar or seminar where he's speaking there live, pull me out of that funk, pull me out of that stuckness. That's where you get to really change your life and your business. So guys, the transformational coaches, you know what their one job is? Is to help you get unstuck. Their one mission in life is to empower you to make the decision that is best for you. That's why I love the Lurn family, guys. I've been a coach with Lurn for almost 3 years now. I've been on multiple webinars with Anik, with Jeremy, sometimes even by myself, just teaching a specific topic. And you know what, guys? I've never seen a community like this one. A community where everyone jumps in when somebody needs help. So for those of you who actually admitted to yourself that you're stuck, what choice are you going to take today? You have the option. You can stay stuck, and I respect your choice to do that. Or you can say, you know what? I am going to change my life by talking to someone who already went through the transformation. someone who has not just empowered himself or herself, but empowered hundreds and thousands of others to do the same. Guys, you heard the story of Crystal. You heard the story of Adam. You heard the story of Aaron. And actually, Aaron is coming. He's not here at the moment, but he'll be back very soon. And you will hear his story. He had his own struggles. He had his own stuff. But he made a decision to jump onto the call. And at the time, I believe his call was with Jeremy. And that changed his life forever. I don't want to tell any of his story because I want you to hear it from the man himself. So guys, as I mentioned, we always have a choice. And the choice that I invite each and every one of you who is here right now, listening to me, with me on the webinar, with Anik, with Jeremy, you listen to all the success stories. You listen to all the things that we were able to do. So what are you waiting for? If you're stuck, get unstuck, starting today by taking action. You already took action and said, I am stuck. That is the number one, admitting that you have a problem. Now you have the wheels in motion. Go and fill the questionnaire. Go put your application and jump on a call with one of the advisors. Your life will never be the same. I can promise you that. Certainly, my life has never been the same ever since the day I jumped on a call with Anik, almost 4.5 years ago. My life has transformed so much that right now, actually, Anik is mentoring me and pushing me to create my own courses and to start serving my own communities in a big and large way. Because I created such a nice success that I kind of put myself in what you call the comfort zone. And you know what? When you put yourself in the comfort zone, you get bored. And when you get bored, if you're not surrounded by the right people, you'll get stuck. But I surrounded myself with people that I am so honored to call my friends, to call my family, to call my mentors. These are people who saw me succeeding, but kind of autopiloting my business. Guess what? They called me out on it. And that's what Anik did. I was like, Zane, what's going on, buddy? You've been building this business and you're doing really well, but you're not pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. What's going on there? And you know what, guys? Sometimes we need to hear that. We need to hear it from somebody ahead of us who already did that before. That's why I am so passionate about inviting you guys to come and join us on these transformational sessions. I would love nothing more than to see you guys live with us here at the Masters program, or join us for the Platinum program, where you get to spend 3 days with the coaches building your business. Guys, there's always a choice. And if you decide today to take the right choice, your life will never be the same. I can promise you that. I can promise you that. Now, guys, if you have any question, I am an open book. I do not hold anything back. Ask me anything you want, and I will tell you the answer just the way it is. I don't sugarcoat things. One thing that Anik, Jeremy, and everybody knows is I don't have a filter. I say things the way they are. You know why? Because I learned in life by being 100% brutally honest with myself and others. That's how I serve. That's how I get to really empower other people to do the things that they want to do, but they're stuck. They feel like they don't have someone that can give them that little push. So if I'm being a little hard on you, please accept it with all the love. I don't mean to be hard on you, but I know that if I am not going to be that person for you, you will stay stuck. And you know what that do for me? It breaks my heart to see an entrepreneur sitting in his seat, wondering why my business is not working. Why can't I start a business? It's unacceptable for me. That's why I push. That's why I probe and I ask those hard questions. Vivencio, I'm going to pick on you, my friend. Actually, I'm not going to pick on you. I'm going to commend you for being such an honest person with yourself. Vivencio actually said multiple times, I was stuck. I am taking action. I feel like I can change. And you know what, Vivencio? You are already changing, my friend. You are already transitioning from stuckness to clarity. And Vivencio already said that he put his application to speak with the advisors. And I'm so proud of you, my friend. Any one of you guys who have put your application in, please put your name in here, because I want to commend you. And I want to publicly give you a round of applause for taking action towards your future, for getting out of stuckness into movement. Marquette said, I have. Jaco said, I have. Charlie said, I have. Oh my gosh, guys. your life is going to be transformed in such a powerful way. I am so honored that you guys did this. Karen, Vivencio, Nestor, Charlie, Marco, Marquette, Philip, Katrina, oh my gosh, Michael, Karen, guys, you have took a huge step in your life today. And I want you to actually go and open your calendar and mark today's as the best day of your life, because your journey literally just began today. I remember my date exactly back in 2013 when I became part of the Lurn family, and my life has never been the same. I moved to my dream state, which is the state of Arizona. I bought my dream car. I got my dream puppy. I do my dream business, which is to empower and inspire people each and every day. I build multiple Facebook pages, collectively creating a momentum that is inspiring 20 to 30 million people every week. That didn't just come out of nothing. It came from action and admitting that I had a problem and found the right solution for that. Wow, guys, there are so many names who said, I am in, I am committed, I booked my call, I am ready. For those of you who haven't done that, please go to lurn.com/coaching and book your session with the advisor. These are men and women who have dedicated their lives to empowering others to create the momentum they need in their lives. And you know how they created this? By going through the process themselves. That's how we get to inspire others, because we were in your shoes. I was in your shoes, guys. I felt stuck when I came to the United States, guys. Yes, my English improved. I got a job, but I was so stuck. I felt like a fish out of water, literally. I am in a country for the first time in my life. I look so different. I act so different. And I felt like I don't belong. And you know what? I didn't belong, because I wasn't meant to be in a job just because I needed the money. Guys, Jeremy said it, Onyx said it, Crystal said it, Adam said it. Money will show up when you make a decision to transform your life. Resources will just start appearing in your life when you really make a decision that I am done being stuck. And that's what happened with me. When I said I'm done being stuck, I was able to find a really nice loan and enter into a coaching program with Onyx 4.5 years ago. And you know what? At the time, that was the biggest purchase of my life. I came from Baghdad. The most amount of money I held in my hand probably was like $20,000 in my entire life, from childhood until the time I met Onyx. So when I invested in myself at that time, that was the biggest investment of my life. I could have easily went and bought a car with that. But you know what? I'm so glad I didn't, because that investment has turned me to the man that I am here right now. A man that is inspired, a man that is empowered, a man that is on a mission to help others who feel what he felt and take them out of that feeling and pull them into the light, pull them into clarity, pull them into movement. Guys, if you're stuck, nothing will happen. But when you decide I am done being stuck, then everything will start happening all of a sudden. And guys, it's not magic. It's not woo-woo. I'm not hypnotizing you. It's the law of motion. When things get moving, they start snowballing. And before you know it, you're a big hit in whichever venture you get into. So guys, go to lurn.com/coaching, speak to one of the advisors, learn about yourself, learn what business model fits you best. And oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see you all in person in one of the events that Onyx holds, because this is the testament that you will prove to yourself that you are in charge. Circumstances, events, money, the lack of it has nothing to do with where you're going to move to. And that's exactly the message that Onyx shared with me. He said, Zane, your past, your future does not depend on what happened or who you are or what you're doing right now. It depends on what you decide right now. And every time I feel stuck, you know what I ask myself? What can I decide right now to pull me out of that funk, to pull me out of that stuckness? And you know what? When I do that, the wheels of motion kicks in again. Wow, guys, I'm reading some of the comments, and Jeremy and Onyx knows I have a soft personality, and I I easily cry, and some of the messages you guys are sharing are very, very heartfelt and very touching. And I am so honored that you guys are sharing your love and care for me and my journey and my story. And you know what, guys? You are me in the making if you decide to become that. I am not that special, guys. I am just like you. I sat in a seat 4.5 years ago, just like you guys, listening to Anik on a webinar, but I made a decision. And here I am right now sharing with you my story, my journey, and how I get to empower hundreds and thousands of people to do the same. So what decision are you going to choose today? Are you just going to stay where you at? Or are you going to go and talk to one of the advisors and really create the momentum you want to create? Somebody asked, Zane, could you please repeat the link again? Absolutely, my friend. It's lurn.com/coaching. It is the link. Just go there, fill the questionnaire, and jump on a call with one of the advisors. And I can promise you this, just the call itself will give you clarity about who you are and what kind of a person you are capable of becoming. That alone is worth thousands of dollars. That alone, just the call. And it's absolutely free. That's the kind of a mentor you want. Someone who already is willing to invest in you before you want to invest in yourself. That's the kind of a mentor you want in your life. So go to lurn.com/coaching, put your application. Who knows? You might be talking to Jeremy. You might be talking to one of the other advisors. But it doesn't matter who you speak to. It's someone who is aligned with Anik's vision for you, which is you are capable of creating greatness. You are capable of that. Wow, Vivencio, my gosh, you are on fire, my friend. I really commend you for all the amazing work you're doing. You're going to create a huge momentum, my friend. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Yes.
Wow.
A ton of amazing comments in. Guys, how great is it to have, again, just people like Zane and Adam and everybody come on. Go ahead and type in big letters Zane, Z-A-N-E, in the comments. Give him some love here. Come on, Lurn Nation. Let's see it. All right. There we go. Awesome.
Oh, my gosh. You guys are amazing.
Yes. No, that's awesome, man. Thank you so much, Zane, for just sharing your heart and just sharing everything that you really bring to the table. Guys, this is what it looks like on the other side. You bring this level of commitment, this level of just the heart and soul that Zane brings every day to the table. He can't help but win, especially when he surrounds himself with, this community, people that you have here, the mentors around you, people like Anik. And you put yourself around people like that, and you bring what Adam and Zane and all these people are bringing to the table, that commitment, that conviction, that confidence. You're gonna win, no matter the circumstances. And so, no, I really appreciate you, Zane, and thank you for your message. Thank you for your mission and for being a part of the Lurn family, man. We really appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. Anytime, anytime. Now, Jeremy, Aaron is actually out to pick up a few friends. We're at a leadership training.
Yeah.
So he should be back within the next 10, 15 minutes. I don't know if you guys are staying on the webinar, but if he gets back, I'll definitely send him to you guys.
Yeah, and if Aaron is able to jump on, that's great. And guys, I want to know, if you have not put in an application yet and you're still with us, then go ahead and just type in a 1 if you have not put in an application yet and you're still with us. And that's absolutely fine. I just want to know, and if we can support you and we can kind of speak to something, if there's obviously a reason. If you're still on with us and you have not put an application in, there's obviously a reason for that. And if we can kind of serve you and maybe answer questions or anything like that, then that's what we're here to do. And if something can help you make a decision today that is meaningful and that matters and that helps you move in a way forward, then let's do that. Now's the time. Now is the time to do that. So, if you have put in a 1, I'm happy to call you out if you'd like. I'm happy to, take a stand for you guys and speak to it. But it doesn't actually look like we have too many 1s. So I guess everybody has applied. That's awesome. Done the form. Perfect. I think those are the things I told him for myself. All right, Taff. So what is up with that? Taft, I'm going to speak to you directly because, and I honor you for sharing what you did. And if you're okay, I'm going to kind of mention it, which is, you know, Taft mentions here that, you know, they filled out the form and had an appointment with one of our advisors, but they mentioned very upfront, I have not lived up to the things that I told my advisor for myself. So basically saying like, hey, I told the advisor something that I really was committed to, and I've not lived up to the things that I told them. And I commend you for acknowledging that. Now it's time to make a decision to commit to it, right? And again, you guys have us here for you. These advisors, the people in Lurn Nation here, the individuals that are part of this Lurn team, we're here to commit to you. But again, we can only commit to the same level that you're willing to show up with. We cannot be more committed to your dream than you are. That's not fair to you, right? So, you know, if that's where you are and you're not showing up and you're not following through with what you say you're going to do, that is something to look at. Because guess what? Your results, i.e. your bank account, is a direct reflection of that. And let's just call it like it is, and let's be honest so that we can actually progress past it and move in the right direction. But let's really be honest. Your bank account and your business is always going to be a direct reflection of who you're deciding to do and to be right now. And so, you know, if you're saying things, if you're saying one thing and doing another, it's very difficult to get the results you want because you're out of alignment, right? So I would say let's take a look at that and let's get into another conversation and let's start being real. Let's start getting to the truth of the matter. Right. So there's nothing, you know, nothing to be ashamed of there. You've declared it. You've said, hey, I didn't show up the way I needed to, and I suffered the consequences of that. Enough is enough. Hey, that means we get to start making new decisions. And guess what? New results are going to occur because of that. Right. So all good. Let's move it forward. Let's get it going, guys. Awesome. So it looks like we don't have many people that have not applied. This is great. I'm already an inboxer and spoke about quotes. Cool. Mary, did you move forward with things? How's everything going with inbox? How's everything progressing? Are you in did you get everything moving forward? Would love to hear. All right, guys, it doesn't look like, actually it looks like pretty much every one of you have applied. That's awesome. Very cool. So if that is the case, Zane, unless you had other things you wanted to share, or if, you know, if Aaron was going to be here in the next couple of minutes, I think we are good. And guys, if you have applied, again, it's lurn.com/coaching, and it's free to put the application in. But again, it costs you everything to do nothing, right? So put the application in, be honest. Let's get on a call with you and see what's going on. If we feel it's the right fit to invite you to a deeper mentorship, yes, it will take investment. Yes, it will take you being very serious about taking a step forward. But guess what? That changes everything for you. That's the life-changing decision. Actually moving forward, actually going to a place that you're not right now. That's the only way you're going to get to the place you want to be, right? So if you get an invitation and the opportunity to be a part of a deeper mentorship that can change everything for you, then open yourself to being resourceful. Open yourself to finding a way. And I would encourage you to really come to the call with an open mind and an open heart, that if you are invited, if we do find a path that can truly serve you, then let's make it happen. And let's only focus on solutions. There is no such thing as circumstances that can hold you back, only decisions. And if you decide to stay stuck, then we respect your right to do that. But I'm going to invite you into a new conversation. And that is that you have the power to choose a different path. So you guys are awesome. These are great comments. I love it. I love it. You guys are great. Viventia working hard. Awesome. Cool. Trista. Awesome. Need other time options. Trista, awesome. If you'd like to put another application in, Trista, and connect with us again, and we'll figure out other time options. It sounds like it's just kind of a, finding the right workshop. It sounds like that might work for you. Maybe we can definitely do that. We'll make it work. Here's the thing. I want to be very clear for everybody before we jump off. We can always find solutions for those of you that are committed. We will not sit here and make exceptions for people that are not committed. If you're just dabbling with this, if you're not taking this very seriously, if you're not taking the goals that you have very seriously, if you're going to sit there and say one thing and then do another, then we can't make exceptions for you, because we have other students that are genuinely serious about this, that we must honor their commitment, and we're going to put our attention to them for now. And when you want to join that boat, when you want to join that boat of real success, real breakthroughs, transformation in your business and in your life, that is always open for you. But it's going to take making some new decisions, right? You know, you don't just get handed that opportunity. Those opportunities are invited into your life by the decisions you make. So, yeah, Tristan, we can figure out solutions for that. No worries. Let's find a time. Awesome, guys. Any other questions before we head out? Marquette, thank you so much. And I saw that you applied. Awesome stuff. Looking forward to hopefully meeting you in person. That'd be great. Very cool. You're very welcome, guys. Awesome stuff. I don't know if Aaron is going to be back in the next few minutes. Zane, do you happen to know?
No, I actually just sent him a message, but most likely he's driving.
Oh, no worries. Okay. Well, guys, here's what's great. I want to leave you guys with this. People like Aaron, who is, again, you know, he recently had one of his best months. And again, he, 15, 16 months ago, he had no business at all. Zero. He was where you guys were, right? He had to make a decision to put an application in or not, to make a decision to move forward or not. He was in that same place. Well, he just, one of the recent months here, within the last couple of months, he had his best month. He did over $300,000 in 1 month. So, guys, this is possible. Okay, I'm not going to say that you're going to do that, because I don't know that you're going to show up as committed as Aaron did, but that's up to you. But I'm telling you right now, you're going to have people like Aaron, and you're going to have people like Zane, and you're going to have people like Adam, and you're going to have people like Anik, and you're going to have people like me that are going to stand behind you. And if it takes us kicking you in the butt to be able to get you to the place you want to be, that's where we're going to take a stand for you. That's how committed we're going to be for you. So,
I have some news. Aaron is in the house.
Uh-oh.
He just got in.
Those of you guys that stayed late,
just open the door.
See, this is what happens when you guys stick around and you make the decision to stay around. You guys get all the treats. So,
all right.
I think
here he is.
Oh man! So guys, let's welcome Aaron to the virtual stage. Let's give him a round of applause. Let's hear it for Aaron. Go ahead and type in Aaron, Aaron, in the chat box. Welcome, Aaron. What's up, man? Can you hear us?
Hello.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, Jeremy. Hey, how you doing?
Good. We've just been sitting here talking about you behind your back.
Oh, I'm sure. I know you.
No, it's good to have you on, man. Welcome. I'm glad you actually made it on. Yeah, we were just finishing up. I would love to, heck, we can leave you with the last word, man. Close it out and share a little bit about your story and, what you've gone through over the last, 15, 16 months. Where these guys are at is we kind of walk them through what it looks like to build an email marketing business, why that's so important as a foundation to build any business. Obviously, you're doing, you moved on with e-com and you are, doing that with an email marketing business as well. And all these, the foundation of building your online business with email, we kind of walked them through that. And then obviously, made the invitation to apply to speak with one of us, but share with them kind of your story, what you went through and where things are at now. And you're able to travel to LA and do what you want to do. So yeah, the floor is yours, man.
All right. Thank you, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Well, definitely. Yeah. Email marketing is that. I mean, that's where I started, and that's definitely the foundation for, I think, any business out there, internet or even brick and mortar stores, because they can collect emails and send out emails to their prospects, to their customers, to get them back. And for me, learning the email marketing initially, it was great. I learned that, which is the foundation. Then I went on to build my e-commerce store. And from there, I use all those same tools within my store. I write emails, I build landing pages for my products. So it definitely helps out there. And learning all those skills, if I didn't learn those skills and kind of did on my own, I probably wouldn't have had the success that I have now. But yeah, so I'll tell a little bit about my story. I after high school, I joined the Navy, and I was in the Navy for 10 years. Then after that, I got out. I got a job in Pittsburgh. I was there I was an instructor teaching nuclear power to all the new hires coming in, and I just didn't really enjoy it too much. And then around the same time, I came across the Inbox Blueprint with Onik, actually just an ad on Facebook, and I said, you know what, that really resonated with me, and so I jumped in on that, and I started building my email marketing business. And then I eventually, a couple months later, I went to Lurn Masters to help propel it even more. I was having some success, but I really wanted to take my business off and just go full in. Then got done with Masters, and boy, that was quite an experience there. That 5 days was pretty amazing, and it was definitely, I had a change there, a transformation within me. So much, in fact, that 4 days after the master's class, I ended up quitting my job. So I quit my job, and just so I can dive full into my business and just put full effort, full focus, not spread myself thin anywhere, because I knew this is what I wanted to do. And so I was building my e-commerce store, along with using the skills I learned from email marketing. And that really just helped grow my business quicker. I mean, of course, I had some ups and downs. It took me about 8 months, 8 or 9 months before I actually finally started finding profit from my store. But yeah, and then since then, it's been just over a year and a half now, and I've done over $1.2 million now with my e-commerce store.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been quite a ride. It's been pretty awesome. It's been exhilarating.
Yeah, I'd say so, man. And it wasn't always easy, right? I mean, you went through some things that most people would have just completely given up, at some of the things that you faced.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it was about 8 months into it, and I had sales here and there, and maybe some days were in profit somewhere, but at one point I was actually $6,000 not in profit, so $6,000 negative in my business. And this is like 8 months in, and I'm sitting there thinking, is this like what's going on? How do I sit there and continue on with just so much like debt in the business? Of course, it's not as big as a brick and mortar store, but still, for working that long, and I wasn't finding the results, but I just knew in my head, in my heart, I've seen many results of other people out there. So I just was like, I'm not quitting. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to push for it. It's what other people are doing. It's working. And then 2 weeks later, I had my first $3,000 day. And a couple weeks after that, I was way in profit. My store recovered all that $6,000, and my store's just been going through the roof since.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, well, we honor the work that you put into it, the heart that you put into the business, and the commitment, the perseverance. It's paid off, and what you have been able to come back and bring to the Lurn community as a leader in this Lurn family. I mean, it's just remarkable, and it's awesome for to have the success is one thing, but for you to do it in a way that is impacting other people. I know that you put a portion of your profits towards being able to serve.
Actually, that's what I was going to talk about next.
Yeah. No, please.
Yeah. Don't steal my thunder there, Jeremy. No. But no. So for me, building my business, it wasn't just all about making these sales and money for myself. That's not what I was going in on this for. It was actually I take a portion of all my sales and I donate to a charity that builds hospitals and clinics in Uganda. And at the end of 2017, my first year in business, I had ended up donating, it was $10,500. And just to see five figures that I donated in that first year was just completely, it was amazing to me. It felt, I don't know how to describe it. But then, so far this year, I just made my second donation this year. I do it every quarter. And so far to date, my hell, a year and a half in the business, I've donated over $40,000 to this charity.
Wow.
And that just feels so good to me. Yeah.
That's awesome. Guys, how many of you would like to be able to just write a check to some cause that you care about without even thinking about it, just because you care, just because you've been passionate about it, you've always wanted to do it, just being able to serve without having to worry, right? It's just like, that is very freeing. I mean, that's awesome, man. And I know that is something that you're really passionate about. It's one of the reasons, quite honestly, I feel that you've been successful is because you come at it from the right place. You got a good heart. And that's the way that you win in business anyways, is you got it, inevitably at the end of the day, the only way to win a business is to serve and to solve people's problems in a big way. And you do that. So that's awesome stuff, man. I really appreciate, and I know you guys are doing your thing out there at the, out in the West Coast, and you guys are, going to a training right now to develop yourselves as leaders. And that's what you guys are here for. Guys, they're able to now invest in deeper level trainings on bettering themselves as leaders, bettering themselves as individuals, entrepreneurs. And that's what this is about. And that's what this business opportunity allows you to do. So yeah, thanks for coming on there, and appreciate it, man.
And that's definitely the beauty of it is, because we can do this training whenever we want. The training comes up. It's not like I have to go to my boss and say, well, I do go to my boss. My boss is myself. And he always approves. So I do these trainings and it's awesome. But at the same time, we're still here serving you and serving everybody out there, everybody that's on this webinar. And, we're here having fun in LA, but we're also, it's in our passion, our desire to help you guys out as well. That's really what it comes down to. That's so awesome. It's not just for ourselves. It's serving the world. That's
awesome. Well, guys, give Aaron a big virtual round of applause. It's pretty awesome, guys, isn't it? When he's, they're out there having fun, and they have the time, and they certainly have the heart to come on and share with you guys, and be able to come on and take some time out of their day to share with you. Pretty awesome stuff. Go ahead and type in grateful in the chat box if you appreciate these guys jumping on, these guys taking their time to speak with you. Pretty awesome stuff. Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate you, man. And Zane, if you're still there, thank you for jumping on.
He's not. He just stepped out right
now. No worries, man. No worries. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah. Anything else you wanted to share before we jump off, Aaron?
No. Just thank you, everybody. I see all these great comments come in. I appreciate that. And it means the world for me to be able to serve you guys, to be able to serve this charity at the same time, making a lot of money for myself. So it's a win-win for everyone. I think that's the great part.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. We appreciate you, Aaron. Guys, go to lurn.com/coaching. Again, you'll put an application in. This is exactly, the steps that Aaron and Adam and Zane and all these individuals that you've heard from, these are the steps that they took. And so if this aligns with you, if this speaks to you, if this is something you want to be a part of, if this is the step that you're looking to powerfully take to get your business to the next level and to get you as an entrepreneur to the next level, then let's do it. Go to lurn.com/coaching. Take the step to apply. Let's see if you qualify to get on a call, and we'll be able to connect with you. And I'm telling you, it'll be the most valuable 30-45 minutes that you've ever spent talking about your business and focusing on really what you're looking to create with everything. So looking forward to speaking with you and hopefully meeting you in person and seeing you out at the Lurn Center here on the East Coast. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. Aaron, thanks for coming on, man. Really appreciate you, brother.
All right. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, everyone.
All right, guys. Have a great one.